We return once again to our tale. It seems as though our pirates have found themselves in a new situation. Free captains. They found themselves in a position of power that they haven't felt their entire time here upon the shackles. But with this new level of responsibility means new changes. Of course, it means they've gained the attention of many. Some are not friendly. The Wormwood and Hurricane are on the horizon, and perhaps word of their new ascension has reached his ears. An enemy. But on the other hand, there are people in important places that seem to have taken an interest in them. They're the new kids on the block, the new hotness, if you would, the new important thing that is going on in the shackles. They are the talk of the town. And of course this means perhaps more business for them, more danger, or something else. It's the first step in heading towards a new life for them. Time changes everything. And now, with this new change, we shall see what our pirates make of it. So come around, sit down, and enjoy more of my tale again. Drink your rum, your ales, and enjoy as we speak more of our pirates and their adventures. I was a bit off script there. Just a bit. I went a little too modern there for a minute. It's okay.
It's fine, you know?
It's fine. Anyway, hi, welcome, Buccaneers of the Shackled Sea. We're returning for more of Season 3. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves this fine Wednesday evening. So yes, if you missed last time, which we played 2 weeks ago, our group here went through some testing and proved themselves worthy to become free captains. And the thing about them is they did not have the support of another free captain, meaning they had to earn it on their own. And of course, the tests were a little bit of a challenge, but not too much that they couldn't handle it. And then they had the ultimate challenge, confronting the Hurricane King and convincing him they were worthy. And they did. Gave a good speech, showed off a little bit, got some drinks, some food, and had an enjoyable time. And as they were resting up post it, they, of course, ran into someone they weren't expecting, a member of the Wormwood's crew. Harrigan was in town, but now he's left, and a letter has come to them from one Tessa Fairwind, mistress of the city of Quent. Now, you heard a little bit about her, or learned a little bit about her, on your trip to Quent previously, when you went there for some business. It was a big city, it was a place to sell some stuff, but you really didn't encounter anything related to Miss Fairwind. So it was really just hearing some rumors and stuff about that, and that she was in charge of the city. Now this is different. She's a member of the Pirate Council, and she has sent you a letter inviting you to dinner at her townhouse. So, what do you do? What do you do to prepare? A important person, one of the up-and-coming members of the Pirate Council, has just sent you an invite. Doing anything prepared? Just gonna go there directly? I mean, like, this is... You don't even know how formal or what this is gonna be like. Gonna be honest.
Yaalkol will bring this to the to his officers first and foremost, just so slap the leather down. Well, it actually would have been dictated this letter probably by
probably someone that's there. Ambrose, of course, is usually he's the kind of voice of pirate wisdom. He's gonna be like, this worries me a little bit. As much as Miss Fairwind has a reputation for being on the more peaceful side, non-aggressive, and generally speaking, a decent person to deal with when it comes to pirating, for a member of the council to be reaching out so soon, this could either spell positioning for power or something else. I don't know what.
There's blood in the water. the Hurricane King isn't popular.
That's true. And there has been rumors that Miss Fairwind is on one of the next in line to take over should something happen. Does this mean she wants your support? Or something else? I'd be cautious either way. That's my advice.
We'll be cautious, but we're also going to be informed. We're going to go meet with her, because if something's going to happen, then the Dragon's Promise is going to be on the winning side of whatever it is.
Yeah. Other information you would know about her is she's the captain of the sloop of war, Luck of the Draw, and she is one of the most powerful and popular pirate lords, beyond Karavek Bonefist. She probably rivals him for power, honestly. But the thing that she has that he doesn't, popularity. People like her.
Yaalkol has an idea of what she's playing at.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually Yaalkol's pretty stupid, but he knows politics. That's literally all his dad. So, Yaalkol, I'm gonna go to the group and just kind of say, so I think we should take this meeting, but I say we just take a small group of us to meet with her, and then sort of see what's going on. What do you think?
Is there a date that we were supposed to meet?
This evening. It's pretty direct. It's a letter.
We're meeting in Peril, right?
Yeah, this is Port Peril. She's like you guys were like looking into stuff. You would run into give me a second here because I can remember her name. Kalki. And you were kind of on guard, like, maybe we should leave Port Peril, let's look into see, like, you found out that, like, oh, hey, the Wormwood left. You were worried that they might be around. You found out that they left that very morning. And it's kind of like after you found that out, after you kind of went back to the ship, while you were like, well, maybe we should leave and talking about it, the letter showed up. It was kind of like well, maybe this is still an opportunity to kind of head off, but yeah, no. This letter arrived pretty hastily after that. And of course, your mice and wonderful man, Pierce Cheryl, is actually hanging around here. He's still here, honestly. If you do not want him hearing this letter, that's fine. Let me know about it. Otherwise, he's probably just hanging around, and he can give his opinion about it if you want to ask him. He's probably like, would you keep him out since he was here with your crew, basically, on friendly terms? Up to you.
I don't see why we wouldn't want his opinion on it. I mean, he seems like a friendly enough person, right?
Then, like, he'll kind of, like, say something about it. He'll be like, as it is right now, I've not been much one to push myself towards something such as the Council. Council gets into a lot of issues, honestly. I like my freedom. But one such as this, I always sense that she's in a position that she's not really going to happy about. Power calls to that woman, but she seems to have a free spirit a little bit more like me, I'd say. So, that's the best I can say from my experience with her. Whether or not she's going to try to help you take on Bonefist, honestly, as much as the rumor goes, I always felt like she probably didn't want to be Pirate Lord. Then again, she might have someone she wants that she'll have you help support. Controlling from the background is a lot easier than controlling from the foreground.
Well, I say we hear her out at least.
Good luck to you then. I'll head back to my ship for now. The Salty Flagon will be port for a little while longer. If you need anything from me, you always have a friend in Captain Gerald.
And you as well, Captain Yaalkol.
He'll probably offer you like a handshake then, and head on his way, and probably give like a little bit of like a nod to you, Revia.
Yeah.
As he leaves, Misty just declares,
He'll kind of like offer like a wry smile back towards you too.
I say we go. I mean, I point to Yaalkol. He's all now spiffed up with new clothes. I have my own.
I didn't mean to ask. You know, I kind of did it with that, the cock of bars. I figured, you know, he's got like the whole thing about him. He probably knew what he was talking about.
I am a master of what I do. I can make any of us look spiffy. If any of us else needs to have a change before we meet with such an important person, I assume I can do it. Now, I know that you would love for me to join you, but of course I must be back here to make sure the boat stays in one piece. But for the captain and our first mate to represent us would be wonderful. I do not know whose you wish to bring with you, but they must be prepared to look good. Even a pirate must know when it is proper to look a little bit more captainy.
Yaalkol just unshrug. And as we're sort of like heading out, unless they won't have anything else that they want to do before we headed out over there.
What current time of the day is it?
I'd say like mid-morning. Okay. So it's certainly been a few hours from morning time. You know, you've had a couple things to take care of, but it's still morning. You have a good chunk of the day. It would be like 5-6 hours probably before you'd want to kind of head over there to meet.
Okay. I don't think there's anything I need to do.
You were saying, Erik, that you didn't want to take everyone. Who does Yaalkol suggest to bring?
Yaalkol will just bring you and Misty, Revia and Misty. As we're sort of walking, heading there, I would say to Misty, I wanted to sort of, let you know that you're, I don't know, like, trusted or whatever. Doesn't matter. It's just like, I just want to, like, okay, whatever. And then Yaalkol will be quiet.
What a way with words. I'll kind of pat you on the back. Thank you.
Yeah. You get the sense that if Yaalkol could blush, it would be.
Alright. So you'll get yourselves all spiffed up in whatever, and head over to Tessa Fairwind's townhouse here in Port Peril. It's kind of up in the higher ends, because Port Peril is kind of down in a very kind of like little bay area, so it's kind of cliffy up on the sides, so it's kind of like up on these like kind of tall hills, which kind of spawn out from the center of town, where a lot of these kind of like pirate villas tend to be at. And so you kind of like move up into this area that's definitely shows off a little bit more wealth. Probably important merchants and other townfolk have places up here. Certainly, there's still some other like small houses and things, but this area screams a lot more of like the wealth of pirating showing off. Definitely in the town. And Tessa Fairwind's villa is no different. It definitely is a very fine-looking building, kind of positioned on the hill here, with a very fine craftsmanship, a kind of stone base with like a kind of wooden top. You'll approach the door, and there'll be, of course, a little like bell next to it to ring, to signal you've arrived. Ringing the bell, you don't have to wait long. The door will open to an older gentleman. This man is, in all intents and purposes, a butler. Though there are things that stand out from him. He has one eye, an eye patch. He's scarred up, and he carries a cutlass on his side. Other than that, he's dressed like a butler. He has a kind of very simple suit on, and he kind of addresses himself like, he stands proper. He'll kind of like look down on all of you, kind of like look you over for like probably a good 30 seconds and be like, "Milady does expect you. Follow me. And don't try anything funny."
Don't worry, I don't like jokes.
You'll be escorted through the place. What was that?
I said, don't worry.
No, I thought someone else said something after that.
No. This is very dumb.
No one laughed.
Just social genius, Yaalkol.
He tried.
I laugh a bit.
That wasn't to Yaalkol. That wasn't a joke. He was being dead serious.
So you're going to be taken to actually a dining hall. And it's this, it's not like in a gigantic like dining hall you'd find like in a mansion or a palace or something, but it's a fine small dining hall with a table that's maybe set for like at most 4 or 5 people, maybe 6 if you kind of squeeze them in a little bit. And it's kind of like on this little like half balcony next to these large windows that actually like overlook Port Peril. So as the evening time is coming, you have this massive view of the entire city from up here on the hill that is actually quite beautiful. You can see the lights of the brain not working for a second of the lighthouse up at the fortress where Carrick Bonefist was. You can see the bay itself, which is busy with ships, the lights of the city that are turning on now that the evening time has come. And there's a fairly good spread here. Kind of like fine glasses of like what looks to be wine, a fairly decent meal that's prepared, and a woman that is here that is obviously not dressed in finery. Let me kind of switch you over to here so I can show this off to everybody. This is Tessa Fairwind. There you go. So she, of course, doesn't have her hat on, and she just kind of has this very loose things, and you can see that kind of like she's got a place for her like swords and like weapons and stuff, kind of like hung up on a wall nearby, within probably arm's reach, kind of thing, in case of any issues. But she kind of just kind of welcomes you in case she kind of says, "Welcome to my home. It's so good to see you, Yaalkol, yeah? Well, Captain Yaalkol. I've heard a few things about the Dragon's Promise. It seems as though you're the new talk of the town. Everybody, please sit. Revia. Rio, right? Oh, no. Shit! It's Misty! It's on...
Imagine that character for like half the
Fuck!
game.
No, it's the reason... You know what the reason is? The reason is I didn't correct it on this overlay. I didn't switch it on over this overlay. I just noticed that today and was thinking about that. That's the problem. As I switched this overlay earlier to do some stuff, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't fix this one up and change it over to Misty.
Am I allowed to say boomer moment here? Is that allowed?
I always have boomer moments. That doesn't make any sense. That's normal.
Candace's entire existence is one singular boomer moment.
Yeah,
it continues on forever.
Look, I'm not that old and I still get those constantly. Man, Jesus. That's normal.
Oh my gosh.
Brain don't work right well.
You have a boomer soul.
Yeah. My soul has been old since I was born.
Born old.
I was born old, man. That's why my memory sucks. Anyway, Revia, Misty, correct?
Yes.
Take your seats. Please,
Yes.
come sit, join us all. She's going to kind of sit down in the chair she's been kind of at and, wait for all of you to sit.
I will take a seat.
Some fairly decent wine is actually going to be served, and the food is very good. She's going to actually start out with just some light conversation about, how you came upon your ship, just a bit of recounting of your stories, how it feels to be a free captain now, things like that. She's going to start out very loose in the conversation. But after the meal is mostly over, and you're kind of getting towards the back end to it, she'll actually kind of switch the subject. She'll kind of start to go, what do you know about the situation here in the Shackles? Politically. You've taken the first step to be involved with the politics here, becoming a free captain.
I think the Hurricane King doesn't seem like he's got a lot of people on his side. Seems like the council's going to try to muscle him out soon.
The council currently isn't in a true position to muscle Gavet Bonefist out of it. But yes, you've observed correctly that his hold over the pirate lords is perhaps not as strong as he'd like. There are many on the council that haven't been happy with his actions as of late. And, it means that maybe things will be shaken up. Who knows? So to be taking a drink?
Yaalkol will stare at her for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like a good 20 seconds, and look to Revia and say, just like right in front of her, say, what's your take?
Can you repeat the question again?
What do you think of the politics here in Shackles? Current political situation.
I wasn't sure if you changed questions.
No, it's the same question.
Well, I know a bit. Can I roll like a knowledge check here to see if my character has any additional information that would
sure
understand it? Like a local?
You can roll a local. That could help here. You know what you've heard, which is that, like, especially what's been told, it was observed that certainly Captain Bonefist does not have popularity with the people. There seems to be a lot of he seems unpopular. Maybe not with everybody, but with a portion of the populace. His control seems probably not as strong as he might want. That was kind of displayed at the event that you went to, you know. Certainly it took him a while to get everybody under control. They weren't listening to him when he was trying to call his order. He was forced to shoot his gun in the air to get everybody to, listen. And you saw the look he was giving everybody. He was not happy about them not listening to him.
The Hurricane King seems to have a weak grasp on power, as my dear captain says. And he makes the Shackles look weak, letting Chilexians come into the Shackles and destroy pirates like us.
Chilexians. Yes, those are quite an issue. Of all the places that have had their eyes on the Shackles, Chelix is the only one that seems to have made major movements towards it, sending in occasional war vessels or pirate hunters. Of course, most of them either end up with very little success taking out smaller folks, a lot of very few actual free captains, mostly souls like you were just recently, those that don't have a title, or perhaps finding themselves sunk.
What boat did we... There was a Chilexian boat we avoided. What was the name of that ship?
I can give it to you, but yes, you did avoid a pirate hunter previously.
That was like a big one, though, right? That wasn't just like a...
It was like a galleon.
That was a galleon.
Yeah.
That was a Chilexian warship, is best to describe it as. So.
Yeah. Because that's like a... It's not like any pirate hunter. That's just like
the Famished Main. A naval cutter.
Okay.
I mentioned this ship. We had a run-in with the Famished Main. Avoided it. But it was a large Chilexian ship.
Actually, no, that I'm sorry. The famished main's a different one. That was
That might be the one we.
I was going to say cutters are small. I thought.
Yeah, that was the cutter.
That's the one.
The Dominator was the man of war. The
Dominator,
Dominator. Yeah. You did have an encounter with the famished main, but you defeated the famished main. The Dominator.
Yeah.
Dominator's the one that we had to like go fly like right by because we were stuck in that cove.
Yeah. They tend to patrol more the western coast of the Inner Sea region and the edges of the Shackles. So you were kind of like close enough that at the time they had made they don't tend to go that deep into the Shackles as to where you were. They probably went for a reason, maybe hunting a pirate previously or something like that, or maybe even storm. Yeah,
on the Hurricane King to allow such a big Chelixian ship to go into the Shackles with no risk.
Indeed.
But I mentioned the ship.
Yeah. Indeed. For them to be that brazen, to end up where you've mentioned, seems like they are ahead of themselves. Look. Yes?
So let me take a stab at what comes next.
Mm-hmm.
We're the newish fish in the pond. And you think you're hoping that we might be able to stir something up. Either that, or he's trying to consolidate power before somebody takes it from him. And you want us to stop it, but you don't want to get your hands dirty because you're on the council.
You have surprisingly part of this correct. Indeed, I'm worried that someone is going to become a new Hurricane King sooner rather than later. Karavik Bonefist days are numbered, most likely. I myself, if you've heard any of the rumors, don't want to become the next Hurricane King. I like my position where I'm at, and it's a hassle to be that job. But this is a good time to look to those that might be strength in numbers, and perhaps to have a little bit of unity in amongst our groups. And new allies, new friends would be wonderful. And your mentioning of Chelix is exactly another reason why I've called you here. You are new, not recognized. Outside of the purview of a lot of knowledge, word of your existence will spread, but not super quickly. The fact that you're free captains and you're perhaps looking into these things. I've heard rumor that Chelix has major designs on the Shackles. As we said, their hatred of these isles and their want of removing pirates have been infamous. But rumor of a large-scale invasion, well, they haven't tried one in a while. Quite a while. If they would be successful, well, a new part of their empire and an end to the free captains. Doesn't matter who wears the Hurricane crown. These rumors of Chelix's influence, I can't tell you my sources, but I can tell you there is some form of truth behind it. The exact form of invasion or plans, I can't say. But I don't have solid proof that Chelaxians are up to something. I want to get some in order to force both our current Hurricane King and the Pirate Council to find unity. Because as much as our current Hurricane King is on the way out, we don't want to be divided if the Chelaxians try something. And that's again where you come in. This requires subtlety. And me and my associates are all very well known. And right now, because of what's been happening and the fractured nature of the council, I have to remain in Port Peril in order to make sure my faction remains united. If I would leave on any kind of major event, for anything other than maybe perhaps a quick trip back home to Quent, things could fall apart. And if my faction splinters, I worry that it'll be a lot harder if something should happen. And you seem very resourceful as newcomers. You're independent of any true pirate lord. You have probably, of all the newcomers in the recent months, the best chance of finding any information I've heard about. You're free agents. No loyalties. So, I have this offer to you. Why don't you ally yourself with me? Join my fleet. I wouldn't ask for much of you. You'd be left to your own devices. But should problems arrive, you could have my name behind you. You could use it.
How long is this on the table for?
I would like to sense motive.
Okay.
I concur. My role would be not as good as...
Kind of like...
Actually, I believe Yaalkol a decent sense of motive.
Get like a...
Get kind of a read of what she's saying, yeah.
Yeah, a read of what she's saying, that kind of thing.
You can also discern lies.
I can, and I was also going to do that because that's an immediate action for me. So I would also like to immediate action discern lies.
Okay, so... She does seem truthful in her words. The worry of the Chilaxian is definitely real. And certainly the offer is on the table. You can sense that she's... Maybe there's more to this or something that she's holding back, kind of, is what it is. You sense that maybe there's more worry or more details that she doesn't want to concern you with at very least. And she does seem to have a particularly strong interest in you.
Okay.
In your group at very least.
How long we have to decide?
Whether you're joining me or whether you'll take me up on my offer. Because I know that you're new to the whole free captain thing, and I can sense that you have some hesitance in joining with someone new. So perhaps an opportunity to speak to the rest of your officers, discuss it with your crew. I'm not one to, especially if you're a little bit more democratic in your ways, push against that. But perhaps at very least I could get your promise that you'll help me out on my need. I would love to at least remain friendly terms.
With the Chilaxians, we have mutual interest in seeing those bastards taken from our shores. If I can help it, I'm not going to let them hurt anyone here. So I'll help you with that. Then we can be friendly. But it will be allies.
Well then, perhaps let me know what you decide then before you leave port, for wherever you head next to.
That's fair.
I can draw up some proper paperwork. You get the sense of the word, paperwork. There really isn't paperwork you think about, like, it's
It's pirate contracts.
Pirate contracts, yeah.
They're going to be contracted, but they're going to be basically just like, we promise not to be bitches.
So, I can draw up the proper contracts and symbols that you'd need to represent me and my constituents if you join with us. I would need only a little bit of time to do that, so perhaps a day before you leave, just so that we could make sure that with your own flag, when you would fly your colors, you'd also fly one of my own. Another symbol that you're part of my fleet.
Let's have dinner before we leave.
Excellent.
That way it will either be one of celebration or, at the very least, a gesture so you know we'll still be friends, even if we don't become allies.
Well, I'm sure we can be friends or allies regardless. But I understand you might, again, your hesitance to give a basic fealty to someone, join on my crew, and be part of my fleet. I understand you're free now. You want to make that decision. But anyway, since you are going to help out with the Chilaxians, we can arrange for the dinner, but I will give you the information I have now. So you might be able to do a little bit of research ahead of time if you wish to. I have 2 leads on these spies. A spy network here that Chilax has. And with a Chilaxian spy network, they can get a lot of information ahead of time before whatever invasion may happen. These informants are here in the shackles as far as I can tell, and unfortunately finding such knowledge is not easy. So the first place you might want to look is, of course, in Quent, my town. The House of Stolen Kisses, the Temple of Calestre, and they are one of the best information brokerages in the shackles. I can provide you a note which will allow you an audience with the High Priestess, Dindrinian. That's the first place you could go to find information. The second is the Temple of Hidden Names. It's a secret temple in Norgorburg, that operates out of the town of Beachcomber on Bag Island. If anybody knows about spies, it would be the followers of the Reaper of Reputation. I don't have any contacts with the priest of this temple, so you would personally have to try to convince them to reveal what they would know.
What was that?
The first one?
The first one is a location you're familiar with, the House of Stolen Kisses in Quent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yep, I remember we've been there.
You've experienced...
What
what's the question?
What was the island name for that second one?
Bag Island. Bag Island. The town of Beachcomber.
Yeah, Beachcomber, Bag Island, followers of the Reapers of Commutation. Did I hear that right?
Reapers of Reputation.
Reputation.
And the Temple of Hidden Names?
Yeah, it's the Temple of Hidden Names. And they're the temple to Norgorburg. So it's, I'll put these in chat. Temple of Hidden Names, Norgorburg, Beach,
I see it.
Comer, Bag Island, and he mentioned.
I see Bag Island. Yep,
I think Reaper of Reputation, off the top of my head, is probably like a nickname for Norgorburg. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I wanted to pirate the Halfling Coast anyway, so we can we can go do that on the way. I want to see it in large. Oh, we don't have enlarge anymore. Unlucky. I wanted to see it in a large Yaalkol topple halfling houses.
There you go. House of Stolen Kisses in Quent, which you knew about, but Jindrine is the High Priestess, as the name was mentioned.
Okay, cool. I have all of that noted.
She's actually going to call for like one of the like servants of the household, one of her retainers, to bring actually a set, what looks to be a set of nautical charts, which once the table is cleared of dinner before dessert, she's actually going to unfurl them, and these are actually really detailed nautical charts of the shackles, which she will point out the locations of Quent and Beachcomber to you. She'll be like, you may have heard where Quent is, and I'm sure many of your maps have it, but your Beachcomber may or may not be on your maps, so she'll point that out on, if you want, you can have these charts. They might be helpful to you. A gift for friendship at very least. Whether or not, again, you decide to fly my flag with your own.
It's just those two places that
I will tell you, the charts you have are charts of the fair winds. They are a magic item. Ooh.
Oh, love.
That she just gave
means.
you. Yeah. I will. I can just copy and paste this entire thing and see if it works.
Oh.
That did not copy correctly.
Okay.
Find it on the...
+2 circumstance bonus on professional sailing.
Wow, that popped up, but it was really like out there and aligned badly.
It's a pretty good bonus.
Yeah. So I'll just kind of read this out briefly. These age charts of thick yellow parchment, the detailed marks of the charts provide +2 circumstance bonus to profession sailor and survival checks to navigate the shackles. In addition, multitude of wrinkles, stains, and blemishes mar the chart's surface. Anyone studying the charts over time notice these markings shift over time. The creases, smudge, and blotches of the map represent real weather conditions, such as clouds, rains, and wind, in the region, allowing the informed observer to determine the current weather patterns of islands over the shackles. It gives +4 survival to predict future weather and +2 on survival checks on fortitude saves against weather. And finally, if you're a pilot of a wind-propelled ship, you can make a DC 20 profession sailor to plot a course within the shackles using the chart. It grants you a +10 enhancement bonus to waterborne speed on the plotted course.
You want to know what my my profession sailor is? It's a +20.
Yeah.
I'm fucking
so
disgusted.
we're just 10% faster now.
Yeah.
Whenever
Permanently.
we
So yeah, you're just a
is-
little faster.
So, should I add? Okay. So you only get the +2 when you're navigating within the shackles. So that's not like when you're driving the ship in combat or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very good for navigation, basically.
Yeah.
I need to check what type of bonus my hat gives.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I just want to see if they stack. The one doesn't really change. It is a... Yeah, alright. It doesn't stack with my hat, so it's fine. But we can still go 10% faster now.
Yep.
Which means we go at a speed of...
Yes.
72 nautical miles on average times 10%. So we go like an amount
Fastest.
times points.
Yaalkol just stands at the front of the vessel with his arms Naruto style behind him.
So we now go at 79 miles per nautical miles per hour.
You just kind of like wave, like kind of like lean back and forth as if you're running a little bit, you know, while you're doing it.
What is the what's the name of it's the masthead, right? I'm just the masthead.
Yeah, the
now.
prow. Yeah,
Looking at that.
it's gonna be the prow. What is that?
So powerful. So good.
It just makes noise as if you're like going.
Yeah, I'm making noise with my mouth. There's real wind whipping past me. I'm still making noises with my mouth. Oh my goodness.
That's sick. That's a cool item.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it is.
I still don't know about the idea of being under. I don't really like it.
Well, you can discuss that and decide.
Yeah, we can have that conversation on the
Yeah,
ship.
that's why I was like, okay, let's get out of here.
We have a pleasant dinner.
There'll be like a nice little dessert and a little bit more small talk before you will be escorted out of the place. And she will just say to just get a runner to send her a letter, and let her know what day you're planning on leaving, and she will arrange for another dinner beforehand where you can finish discussing possible allied ships, or at least making sure to, reaffirm friendships. Even if there's no alliance, technical alliance. So.
At the end, as they're leaving, there's an awkward moment where Yaalkol doing something that he's seen other people do, but has never thought through himself. Will sort of like take her hand and go to kiss it, but he's a lizard and doesn't have lips. So basically, he just touches his nose against the back of her hand, and then just walks away like that was a normal thing to do.
She'll raise an eyebrow and kind of like, You can definitely, Misty, you can catch, like, a kind of giggle to herself, like, like, oh, isn't that cute, kind of thing. But, yeah.
I look at him like, what is wrong with you?
Real smooth.
Yaalkol just seems very proud of himself.
It's okay, Yaalkol. One day we'll teach you proper manners.
So, you'll head back to your ship. What's your plan now? When do you want to leave? What do you want to do before you leave? You do have some time to discuss whether or not you want to be allied with her. There is, and definitely, I will tell you. Yeah. I'll give you what Ambrose's opinion is, because he's probably the best one you'd listen to out of everybody, I'm assuming. The NPCs, he'd probably have the strongest opinion. He'd be like, there's advantage in being under her. Of course, you'll be part of a larger fleet. Of course, you'll have protection of a pirate lord. But then the problem is, if something happens with that pirate lord, we might be called upon to be involved. Sounds like it's a... How much danger do you think we'll be getting into? Do you think we would need that protection?
How hard is it to get out from under one of these contracts without breaking any laws? Do you know if there's usually terms like...
Once you ally yourself with a higher ranked pirate, you're not giving up your free captain status. You're basically putting like a what's the word I'm looking for here? A side on it or something. You're basically saying that you're under someone more powerful. You're looking up to them. Breaking from them, well, that's not looked on well. Then after that means you tend to be, if we want to gain any standing in amongst the free captains ever, it's best not to break it in the future, because that would be bad for reputation. I think that's the most thing.
If I had greater ambitions?
Well, then I would recommend not doing that then. If you have ambitions to perhaps become on the pirate council yourself, or maybe even your lifetime Hurricane King, since it sounds like old Bonefist is out of trouble, well, then you'd require yourself to be in a position to do that. And under Miss Fairwind, it's not out of the question, but it's a lot less of a question. If she wanted you to be in that position, she would allow it. And we don't know if she would want you or not to be in that position. A member of the council, or perhaps even Hurricane King itself. But being directly under her, at the time, even if she does decide that for you, would mean that she'd have a little bit more influence behind it. Right now, it'd be harder because we wouldn't have that backing of a powerful pirate lord, and one that is quite powerful. But it also means we're technically not under her thumb when she makes decisions which may or may not be within our plans, since we do not know for sure if they align or not. I'd say it's up to you, Captain, and the rest of the officers. I would say I see merit in both of them. Protection is good, especially since Harrigan is out there. He'd think twice before doing something, since we are free captains. But it doesn't mean he might not try something. Under Miss Fairwind, we'd have allies against such a thing. On the other
I do not like the idea of putting ourselves under her.
My instinct says no. But something else says that we should consider it. Harrigan is, he's recruiting, as you saw, and he's gonna get up to full strength again soon. And then he's gonna want himself some vengeance against the free captain who bought himself his captainship with a ship stolen from Harrigan's fleet.
The thing about Harrigan is he does have a fleet, and he does have strength. It probably didn't take him long. Recruiting new, well, you've seen how he treats crew. I'm sure recruiting new is to replace new members he's already worn to death. He probably fixed his crew pretty rapidly. It's been long enough that he would have been in full strength long ago. But he probably assumed most of us dead.
Well, now he knows we're alive. Revia,
if Caulky talked.
I trust your sailing to be able to save us if something comes of it. But Misty, you know that our siege capability isn't good.
Well, no, your ship may share the name of dragons. You don't have bite. I'm working on a way of fixing that. It should be done soon. But if you do want my honest opinion of this situation,
You need gold?
I have enough money, thankfully, to do it. If a psychopath like Harrigan is after you, protection is good. I've never met the man, but I've heard stories. And none of them good.
And that's the thing. Harrigan will probably want some form of revenge. He's a petty man. But the question is whether or not... I doubt he'd try anything direct. If someone caught wind of it, it's not good for him. Even as a more out-and-out member of the Free Captains, from his extreme measures often, still, he respects his position as a member of the Free Captains. I'm sure he desires to be on the Pirate Council himself one day. It's a position of power. And, of course, just outright murdering us might not be good, unless he finds a way to do it.
Well, my vote is to stay as ourselves, as one, not join her fleet. What say you? Yeah.
I do not wish to join under her fleet. It will limit ourselves in the future. We have much potential, and to shoot ourselves in the foot now would be silly.
Misty, you're outvoted, but I believe that...
I can tell you what the other NPCs that are on your officers would vote. I can let you know what they would vote. Of course, Cog would all be for it. He likes the protection.
So that's
Cog.
2-4-2.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I may have spoken for Momo. I apologize. Did I understand correctly that you were voting for?
Yeah, Misty would vote for the
Okay.
fact.
I just want to make sure I understand.
I will tell you, Rosie would be...
2-2.
Both. The thing is, Rosie and Cog would both be against it. As much as they dealt with Harrigan, both of them are much more aggressive folks, and, you know, they've seen how, like, you've gained strength as a crew, and they're like, we could, you know, like, you know, we're not the same people we were before. We could take him this time if he wants to try something. Sandra is probably going to kind of draw very neutral. She worries about it, but also feels like she's going to digress to, like, you, mostly.
Abstaining is fine. Ambrose, while he's not really technically one of the council, he is like a trusted advisor.
The cook is an officer. Cook's
is he an officer?
Yeah, cook's an officer.
That makes sense.
Yeah, a cook's very important on a ship, so he counts as officer.
So I just appreciate his counsel.
He makes sure scurvy doesn't happen.
Yeah,
he's in charge of that.
We should unironically find like a hireling wizard to have.
I agree. I think that I will have to look up the rules for hirelings. We could probably pay someone to do like
a marine wizard.
Low level.
I'm going to say cough cough for now. Don't worry about it. Cough cough for now. Instead of cough cough, I get someone
true.
and they want to be a wizard. I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's fair.
Out of game, still recruiting with the hopes of getting
Okay.
at least one or two more people.
So-
We'll see what they choose to be. If you don't
once
get a
they're full up.
wizard, then
Then
I
we'll
can add
push it
one
back.
in. Yeah.
Because we definitely want a wizard just with
A ship's mage? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
We need a ship mage. So
Harrigan had a ship mage. You never met them, really. But I think the only one that would have met them would have technically been Quentin, because Quentin helped serve meals for the special events. So, yeah, Harrigan had a ship's mage.
Oh,
You know, it's smart to have one, especially, like... There's plenty of superstition amongst pirates, but honestly, it's not bad to have
magic
one.
is just so useful.
so
This is
I'm
so
looking
much
at
that you can do.
I'm looking at upgrades right now. I think we should sell the items we have that we can sell here and sell the plunder, and then we should
I
buy.
agree.
We should spend some time to upgrade our ship. If
I
we're
have
worried about Harrigan, we should get anything that
3K.
helps us.
I have 3K. I am willing to throw down.
Yeah. Well, we have like the crown inside of our inventories. We're 5K alone. There's like thousands of gold.
Yeah.
In
Let's do a little
stuff and
shopping.
plunder.
Let's do some shopping.
Let's do some ship upgrades. I think it's probably what we really should be doing.
Well,
Okay.
it's at 1 hour. Do you want to take our first break? We can discuss quickly some.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
selling part, and then we can discuss the ship upgrades.
Figure out what you
on
want to
the
sell.
break.
You
Yeah, we'll do the
know,
boring selling stuff.
Yeah.
And then after we have the money, we'll do the fun upgrading.
yeah. So, snack, drink, bathroom break. If you need to go take care of them. We're gonna do a quick break here. We'll worry about that kind of selling and stuff during the break, and kind of figure this out a little bit. Do some except for maintenance stuff, you know, on the back end. So,
Is this?
I'm gonna hit these buttons. Boop. I'm gonna hit these buttons then. Boop, boop,
So
boop,
everyone
boop.
gets plus
We're back.
1 Russian sailor check while on the ship.
Okay, so yeah, there were some checks. 3,300 was gained. That's the money that we're dealing with over here. What are you guys getting so far with your money? Well, I mean, there's like, you're giving the money to Rio to build a dragon figurehead. That's one thing I've heard. What else are you getting?
I think we're getting the rudder.
Okay, so
Broad rudder, yep.
broad rudder. Mm-hmm.
That gives a
oh,
+1 on all sailing checks while on the ship.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I'm looking through what else we would desire.
I don't know.
We could do armor plating if we wanted the defensiveness of it.
We could do one of the cheaper versions of armor plating as well.
Is there a cheaper version?
I believe Sturdy Haol is basically a cheaper version, but it's less bonuses. I think it also reduces cargo, unlike the much more expensive
Cargo. It doesn't reduce speed though.
Yeah, it doesn't reduce speed. But it is only a 2 instead of 4.
Not necessarily worth the cost. What's 1,000 gold?
Yeah, it is cheap. It is much cheaper.
We should get rapid deploy sails, right?
Yeah.
That's a smart one. I was going to suggest rapid deploy sales.
So we get both. That's another 2,000 gone.
What about specialized ammunition?
Where's that? I'm looking for that one.
I am looking at page 21 and 22. So I'm thinking we grab.
Okay,
we-
wait. We could get wooden plating instead, which decreases our waterborne speed by 10%, but not our combat speed. But that gets counteracted by our bonus from the maps.
That's true.
So we'd be at same speed, 2,000 gold, and our ship would have 5% more health, the hull, and 2 hardness. And we would lose.
Sorry. As for the special ammunition, it's possible I can craft it.
Okay.
I don't know what crafting it would fall under though. I'd have to look into
Ooh, I cannot
that.
recall what
I don't know if it
crafting
would be.
siege
I
weapons
don't know if
are.
it would be alchemy or if it would be craft siege engine.
Yeah, I cannot recall that myself.
I can do both.
Wait, we can silk sails.
As a DM, because I don't think there's specific rules for.
Well,
unless it says right
what
here.
are you making? What is it specifically making?
Well, stuff like
There's
alchemist
alchemist fire.
change shot, liquid ice, plague bomb, smoke shot.
Those sound like alchemy.
Well, the chain shot's the only one I would say isn't alchemy because it's just a
I
chain
agree.
Everything else seems like alchemy.
shot, which I can do alchemy. I'm actually pretty good at craft alchemy.
Okay, we should get silk sails.
So I'm fine with. How much is
It
that?
It does. It increases our waterborne speed by 10%, and +1 on sailing checks, on opposed sailing checks to get the upper hand, while we're like racing people. And
Except
shit.
as
Which I believe
fine by
you
me.
said we are going to do the more advanced combat rules going forward, correct, Tantus?
Yes, I basically was like,
And all that we basically for that first couple of combats while we're getting used to it, we weren't. And now we're not in baby mode anymore.
yeah, we're gonna try to do that stuff. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm going to say,
So
you know.
I think we try to like stack stuff that helps us get distance, because I don't think if we go against someone like Harrigan that we're gonna have much of a chance of fighting, and that's really our concern right now.
Yeah.
Our best bet is to outpace and outmaneuver when we find him. So I think for now I agree with the silk sails. I don't like the wooden thing because you said it does reduce our. Wait, did you say it just reduces our out of the combat speed?
Yeah, just out of combat.
Yeah, the
Okay,
water.
yeah, that's right. So you said that gets counteracted. Okay, cool.
Power out of the silk sails.
So
by
yeah,
itself,
then
right?
that's cool. Yeah, the silk sails would have already countered that. Yeah, so that's really cool. What was the other? We got the figurehead, and I think I don't see like anything else major. When Momo is able to make some of the specialized ammunition, I think that definitely should be something we do. Other than that, what you guys think?
The special ammunition I can do now, but next level I could likely do it without failure.
Okay, so we only need it right now anyways. That was just something that I figured we could buy while we're at port, but if you can craft it, then I say we wait. We don't super need it.
And we were on board with the wooden plating and rapid deploy sails.
Yep.
Yeah, I was on board with those.
Rapid
Cool.
deploy,
Alright,
sales,
that's,
and wooden plating. Oh, great.
That's another 3,000 golds.
Neat.
I'm gonna mark all of these on the sheets.
And this is all coming out of the group fund right now.
Yep, it's all coming out of stuff that we sold while we were here.
Okay.
I actually remember I can't actually input gold values into the money part of my sheet anymore because it just gets deleted now. So I have to put it in my inventory.
Wait a second. There is something you might have that we kind of maybe glossed over because you did it. Give me a second here to check it. Where is that? Where was that? Oh yeah, it was in the treasure, I think. Right? You have Besmara's bones.
Oh,
We do?
Yeah.
I
It's a
must have
figurehead that we mount at the prow of the ship.
yeah, we do have that.
Yeah. Once per day, a ship carrying Besmars can inflict a curse on the enemy ship with a successful ramming attack. So you can
Is there any way we can have Rio like remold the aesthetic to a dragon?
It breaks the enchantment if you fuck with it.
Yeah.
I could just say it looks like a dragon. It doesn't say what it looks like. You know.
Well, we can build a sculpture of the dragon around it.
It's just a figurehead, it says. It doesn't give me information about what kind of
Technically,
figurehead.
if it's magical, I think you can make it look like whatever it.
Yeah.
Because it's a cosmetic kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Because magic armors and shit do that, like change all the time.
In that case, we can save ourselves 500 ducats.
Yeah. But also, I remember that you had that, too. It was sort of like, wait a second.
Yeah, I completely forgot we found that.
Yeah.
I forgot we had that too. Can you?
But you
we
can
have
get
that-
it installed now. It's basically, yeah.
Okay. I will note that on the ship sheet. Whoever made the spreadsheet was stupid on how they did the speed things, and I need to fix it. Oof.
What is the item called?
Besmar's Bones.
Besmar's Bones. I'm just gonna put it in the ship inventory for now.
Also, do you have your captain's locker inside your cargo hold? That's another one you have.
Yes, we do have the captain's locker inside that.
Yeah.
That one increases our cargo space by how much?
50%.
Yeah.
I think I have that in our cargo already.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I've times it by 1.5 already.
Okay. I just want to make sure remember
They
these
can
things.
remember all the changes.
Yeah. I was just checking because these are like the unique magic items and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I see what they did here. Why did they do it like that? That's the dumbest way I've ever seen of ever doing math in my life.
Mm.
I found a picture of what this Mars Bones looks like.
It's unpleasant. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually horrific.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's probably a lot less horrific. That's unnecessarily horrific. The art they chose for this. I'm like, wow.
That's just Mars Bones.
That's
You want that on the
terrible.
shirt?
That's why is it like a goat skull?
It's got severed heads, dude.
It does have severed heads.
I hate that so much. That's
I'm
literally
just gonna
the
quickly.
worst thing I've ever seen.
I'm gonna try to show people here.
I totally get why that curses you when you get fucking rammed by it. I'm cursed just looking at it. That's ruined my
This will take over the stream for a second, but I'm gonna pop that over there. Yeah, there you go. Now everybody can see it. The Besmar's Bones. We'll just I'm just gonna alt into here and zoom in, enhance this thing.
disgusting.
There you go. Zoom in, enhance. Besmar's Bones.
Enhance.
Zoom in, enhance. That's what it looks like.
Alright, Brannigan, calm down.
No. Zoom and enhance. Enhance and zoom.
How am I gonna do this?
Champagan.
Champlagnen. Sachwagen.
Oh god.
This is how I'll do it. Sorry, I'm figuring out how to fix the spreadsheet. It's not
No,
done.
that's fair.
It's fine.
I figured out how I'm gonna do it. Because the way it was done is a bit silly.
Okay.
Indeed. I agree. Yawn. I'm gonna do that for now.
did yawn.
1 plus everything in this.
And there.
Now, right, put this
That's not
on.
far enough. Close enough. Just checking some things here. Okay. So anything else major you thinking of buying, or is that it?
I think for buying, we're good at this point. I think that's the upgrades we really need immediately.
Okay.
Did we want to get a ram head because we have that ability now?
Yeah, if we have a thing that rams, we should probably put a ram on the ship.
I mean, I'm gonna say here, I'm fairly certain, like, Besmar's Bones is a ram head. Is it supposed to be? I don't know.
I'm actually gonna check.
Okay, good question.
Yeah.
Because I have the Archives of Nephis page.
Yeah.
It
They don't. I didn't see.
doesn't actually specify if it is if
A
it's
ram
self
head's
as
only-
a ram.
A ram head's underwater normally. Is like at the
Yeah.
bottom of the ship.
It-
So
it-
this is a
it-
figurehead.
This specifically does state it is a figurehead in its text.
Okay, so you'd probably go to the ram head, so you'd have both then. Yeah. Okay.
So when you make a ram attack, a successful ram attack, the target ship must succeed a DC 14 will save, or its pilot takes a -4 penalty to sailing checks to control the ship, and the ship becomes cursed. It can never. The ship can never gain the upper hand in ship-to-ship combat.
Oh my god. That's actually huge.
And it cannot be dispelled, but it can be removed with a list of spells, which are all of significantly high level.
10% bonus. 10% minus. Cool. I fixed it. The ship works now. I've done it. And
Cool.
you're welcome.
A curse upon your ship.
Also, you can use it to cast false life on the captain of the ship.
You want some false life on you?
You could have
cool.
some false life, Yaalkol.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
Once per day.
Well, that's just extra hit
Normal
points.
hit
False life is good though. It's just extra hit points.
It's false life
Okay.
is super good. Like hit points is super awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
2d10 plus, or what is it? It's 1d10 plus 1.
God.
The capture level.
Yeah.
Oh. The way this person made this spreadsheet makes me cringe. The way they did the math.
Hey,
They're doing like 100
No.
plus something, then divided by 100 instead of just doing fucking decimals in the first place. Like, bro.
All right. So I assume then, after you've spent some time here upgrading your ship, it's probably going to be a couple of weeks to upgrade everything. You know, you're like getting things installed.
That's fine.
Your crew is going to enjoy some like shore leave time, as you're going to enjoy some time in town. Basically, probably most of you officers are going to be on board, you know, looking after like upgrades and stuff like that necessarily, but also like prepping things, getting things ready. You'll probably have some free time to enjoy some of the sights and stuff like that, but regardless, we'll not, because you're focused on ship upgrade, we're not going to worry about, you know, like full free time in this town when I have totally everything. I'd have to
Yeah.
get the gazetteer of like visiting stuff and things like that down, and you're not really doing a lot of extra spending, unless you do have some like maybe magic items you want to buy or something.
One thing I wanted to.
I
get.
need
Oh,
to know how much
wait.
money I have before I go spending anything.
Everyone else, wow. Guys, I'm not joking. Our gold outcome is evenly divided by 3. Holy shit.
Alright. Pretty cool. I like when that
So,
happens.
we all get this much. There you go. I'll get that.
Hell yeah.
All right. And so you can definitely spend it in Port Peril. I will tell you, you're not going to be able to buy everything. They have every, like, let me put the marketplace here. If you want a minor magic item, you can find it.
I have 8,000 gold.
I would like a +1 Earthbreaker. Just +1. Max
Congratulations, you found one.
Cool.
God, I could. The thing I want to buy would be all of my current supply of money.
What is it?
Belt of dexterity. That's just good for me.
A +2 one?
Yeah, I only have 4,425 gold.
Is it 300 for Masterwork and Pathfinder?
Yes.
For whatever?
So it'd be 2,300, and I do not
And
know the price.
40.
And 40 for an Earthbreaker? Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Do I want a cloak of the resistances?
Oh, that's so
Both
good
are
too.
good items.
I can't wear the cloak of resistance, but I got a cloak of a robe of. No, wait, is it robe his shoulders? Or
No robe, it's body, so you can wear a cloak
Body,
with it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. The robe of useful items.
Yes. So certainly.
Yeah. Okay.
Choices.
There's so many choices. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I mean, my dex is already pretty fucking good.
All right, I'm buying a belt of dexterity.
Ah.
If I had a little more gold, I could get both. But alas,
I can give you
poor.
some gold if you need it.
I don't want to be a drain on your economy. If you have things
Okay.
you need to buy, you buy it first.
I don't know what else I. So what I want is I'm waiting to collect the best Mara set of items. All right? That's my goal. That's what I would love to have, but obviously I can't get all those now.
I'll buy the dex belts.
Okay.
Just because I am an inquisitor. I have insane saves already because of things.
Yes.
If you wanna, how much is a cloak of resistance +1?
Just 1,000.
I mean, I can toss you enough to buy you a cloak of resistance. Not that much.
You can be visiting such places as Marg's Emporium or the Merchant Marina to get this. Marg's Emporium is great because it's just a weird collection of junk from around the inner sea.
We can, Crater must be equal to 3 times the cloak's bonus. Yeah, Nat can make you a cloak of resistance.
Nat has left the ship, remember?
Yeah, Nat
Yeah, but
also probably hasn't set up her shop yet.
She's in Port Peril.
Yes.
You could give her money.
You could arrange to have that at a future time, like once you've returned from everything. If you want to buy it at half price, you would have to wait until she returned.
Belt for now.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'll try. Yeah. I will tell you, if you want to order things from Nat because she has gone NPC, you actually have to order it from Nat and therefore have Nat make it. You'll return and have it made, kind of thing. You know, it's next time you visit port, it will be there.
Where should I put my belt of dex bonus? Should I just put it as like
I put it in. I put it. The way I do it is under the little dexterity tab, I put the +2 from belts, and then I go into configurations and just shove it on that modifier box. That's the way I do it.
How do you do it?
So if you go to configuration, under where like it says race, you can put in
a +2 there.
The +2 in dex there.
Yeah.
That's how I do it because it does the math a lot easier that way. And it doesn't. Nothing gets broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of treat it as like a race modifier for this one, you know.
Yeah. Cool. I need to change I have 4,000 gold. Oh god. Do I want to buy anything else? Cloaks of resistance wouldn't be bad, although my saves are pretty nice. I had 6, 6, and 8.
You could get a very nice headband for spells, but you don't have any DC spells, honestly.
Well, I have a headband of charisma.
Ah, so you already have.
What do you call it?
Yeah.
Momo has the +2 charisma, +2 wisdom.
Mental prowess. I think.
Yeah.
What was it? I'm trying to think of some items that were pretty good. Quick Runner's shirt, if you want to wear a shirt, which you can wear, that's a chest slot to go with your body slot. That one's not bad. I think it's like you can get a bonus move action number of times per day.
It's not that good. Oh, well, I mean, I use my move action to get a mirror image, so it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you use your move action for certain things, so having bonus move actions is not bad. And actually being able to move Rudge, so...
+2 cloak of resistance.
I have a pretty good to hit.
Yeah, so you can do close of resistance.
Weapons.
Ring of Protection, always good. Get deflection bonus.
That's a deflection bonus.
Yeah.
Is anything else I have a deflection bonus? What do you call it? I have Shield of Faith cast on me in every combat.
If you use Shield of Faith, yeah, then your Shield of Faith is going to be better most of the time.
Yeah.
So.
It's only not better once you get like a +5, right?
I believe I am rapidly approaching the point where light armor will now just be better for me than medium armor.
That happens.
What's medium armor?
Medium armor.
I'm meaning. Oh, I'm gonna get +1 buckler.
You get that?
How much?
It's 1,100 in buckler price. 1,150 plus buckler price. Mithril. You can get some Mithril stuff if you wanted. If you didn't have any yet. Oh, you already have a lot of Mithril chain shirts and stuff. Though.
No, we don't. We only have one Mithril chain.
It's 1,000 for light armor to be Mithril. It is expensive, aka 4,000 for medium armor to be Mithril. It is
1,000 for light armor.
It's even more expensive for heavy armor.
Okay, 1,000, and how much is it to? It's 1,000 gold. I could buy a +1 chain shirt that's Mithril.
Yes, and it will only cost you 2,000 plus chain shirt price because making it out of Mithril makes it also masterwork, so you don't have to pay the extra masterwork price.
Nice.
Yes, that's the nice thing about
my weight, so I don't have to be worried about my weight encumbrance, which is already pretty rough at the moment.
I usually ignore that for the most part, but I understand keeping a watch of it because, like, if you have a lot of stuff, it makes sense.
Well, you have to because the sheet is like.
The sheet also doesn't allow you not to do it. You know, that's
the only way the way to stop it is by never inputting weight.
Yeah, which you can do too if you. But as long as like you're being too out there, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not 100 spears.
I'm not too bad at the moment. It's just like I just assume I don't have like.
Yeah.
My staff on me at all times. Not that I really have used the staff of journeyship. How much is the wand of cure light wounds?
750 or something like that. I can check. It's
like honestly, buying like a wand of Cure Light Wounds is probably really smart, so we can not waste spells on healing.
It is 750, and that would be 50 charges of 1d8 plus 1. 750.
I'll buy that for us.
Okay. It is the best out of combat healing, honestly, to have one of those, because you just can be like, well, let's heal up. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah.
Okay. I don't.
Yeah, it's actually
I
only
don't need
15 gold per Cure Light Wounds. That's pretty cheap in comparison to like a potion, which is 50.
Well, but you need you don't need to be casters.
I know the potions anybody could use it, but like certainly.
All right, so it's 1,150 plus buckler price for magic buckler.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember how much buckler is off the top of my head. It's like
I got it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you even knowing all this. I haven't bought magic items in a Pathfinder game ever, so this is like this is fun.
There's probably a lot of them I'm missing, because there are some actually really nice ones like that are there. That it's hard to remember all of them. Like the standards of like Ring of Protection, Cloak of Resistance, belts, magic weapon, magic armor. Those are easy ones to remember.
Those are easy ones.
I think
Tantus.
Boots of Elvenkind gives like 250 or something.
Those are really good though.
Same with
Boots of Elvenkind are really good.
Same with like the Cloak of Elvenkind is 250 also, because they give +5 to a skill. That's 250. 2,500.
Tantus, I'm dropping 700 as well to get 2 Cure Moderate and 2 Cure Light Wounds potions.
Okay.
Can you, if I buy like a Mithril chain shirt now, well, I guess that's probably not going to be important later. And if I wanted to upgrade it, can you upgrade enchantments to like a +2, or would I have to buy? Okay, so it's a pretty decent investment to get the Mithril now, and I can upgrade it later.
But the thing is, you would have to do things like have someone do it for you. Granted, once Nat is established, I do believe Nat had that kind of stuff. If I can look up their shit.
Even if we have to pay full price, just having somebody who can do that.
Yeah, like having there's probably other wizards and stuff in town. You would just have to like leave it with them for a little bit and have them enchant it for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nat had craft arms and armor and wondrous items and scrolls. So yeah, like Nat could have done a lot.
I'm checking Besmar's bounty set because I think that's my end goal because it's fitting. Eventually, I'll be getting the enchanted eel skin, which is a studded leather set. That's fine. All right.
Yeah, I didn't think that Nat was going to give us half price. I was going to say 20% off, but
I wasn't. I was
might still charge you a little bit. I don't think that works with you people. Let me just check it.
Cool. Mithril, you said it's 2,150 plus change shirt price.
Yeah, it's basically an extra. It's 1,000 instead of the 150 for that kind of stuff. But yeah, like a buckler, you don't need a mithril buckler. I'm going to be honest about that. The thing is,
it's 5 pounds.
Yeah, and also the penalty you get of -1 armor check penalty goes away when it becomes magic / masterwork. Yeah,
masterwork. Yeah. Well, so, I'm not actually proficient with bucklers, but like,
if he doesn't have armor check penalty, you don't need a proficient. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm using one. I don't need to be proficient. It's funny. Mithril. I'm just double checking. I don't want to get some. Yeah, it is 1,000. So 2,000 plus the chain shirt price, which 150, I think. That's 100. So 2,000 and 100. So I have very little gold left, but that's fine.
I'm gonna hang on to the rest of my gold. With cash.
Let me check this one.
Do we have a party fund anymore? Did we disperse it after we?
There's no.
I don't know if we ever had a real party fund. We had a ship fund.
This is gonna be my recommendation, but this is a party decision. I say the next time we get a big thing, we should try to fill up the ship fund. I think we should have the ship fund around like 10K at all times. That way, in case we get major damage, we always have like a rainy day. Our ship's fucked. We need to repair it fund.
I'm putting my leftover money into the ship fund because it's not enough to be meaningful to me.
I'll put another. Let me see.
I forgot that Misty could always get an endless bandolier and just have, like, pull out guns out of nowhere.
So fun fact.
Put 1686 into it.
That was what I was going to do.
Oh man! Once you get 36,000, you need a gunman's duster. Just that's just silly.
The original
ship you have the. I'm so sorry, Momo. I just what part of the ship do you have the gold on?
I already put it in. Don't worry about it.
All right, thank you.
You were saying
the original idea for this gun character was have as many pistols on my person as I physically can.
Yeah.
Then I got a revolver.
Yeah.
I have no armor check penalty. How much lighter does it become? Halfway.
Halfway.
Yeah. That's actually huge because now I no longer feel a bit weird about how much weight I have on my character.
Nice.
Because it's 25 halved, so it's some odd number.
All right.
12.5.
Yeah.
So, I guess you've all spent your money then.
Yeah, we did the shopping.
Yes, sir.
Did the shopping.
At some point, probably near-ish to when the ship is actually done being upgraded, I'm gonna pull, I guess, the officers onto the deck, and there's gonna be a big thing with a tarp over it. Just sort of sitting there on the deck. Right. So I've been working pretty hard on this, and she's gonna pull out her pistol. It's the same principle as this, except a lot bigger. And then she will kind of pull the tarp away. And on the ship's deck is a cannon. But the mouth of the cannon is sort of like etched and shaped to be a dragon's mouth.
Ooh. Neat.
Nice.
Activate cannon. Do.
When you unveil this, Yaalkol takes like a full minute of just staring at it before he just walks over, puts his hand on it, and just like says something quietly to himself in Draconic. And he then just turns back and walks into his cabin.
You said this works like your gun.
Yes.
So we shoot out of it.
Yes. It requires special ammunition. I can make it. It requires powder. It is difficult to aim, and I know how to fire one of these, as do some of my marines.
I see. Do you need extra funds to produce the ammunition? This seems like a most devastating weapon against the ships that will be our enemies.
I will need funds to make the ammunition. I only have a small amount of it currently. Well, I was able to make the cannon and only 3 shots for the cannon with the gold I was willing to spend.
How much are shots?
Expensive.
A lot.
Oh, how much? Because I think we'll put the ship money towards
I can make them at half cost.
Because this is like what we spend ship money on, which is...
Cannonball is 30 gold per shot.
Oh.
That is cheaper than I was expecting you to say, but...
That's still a lot.
For ammunition, that's a lot.
Yeah,
cheaper than I was expecting, but not.
I was getting like 100 gold per shot or something.
That's not I could do.
I think there are probably some other special types of ammunition that would be 100 per shot.
Yeah, it can fire, I believe, alchemical ammunition as well, but that has some issues with it. Statistically, because I don't know if you will need to know this, it is 66 damage times 4 critical.
I will tell you, you got this for half price. Basically, here in Port Peril, you can probably find and purchase cannons.
Yeah,
it's not
they
a possibility.
Are 6,000 gold a pop.
Yeah, they are expensive though.
I can make them for half cost.
Yeah. Probably the pirate lords have cannons on their ships, and probably like heads of fleets, and probably some powerful free captains might have them too. At least one cannon, like yourself, or bombards too. Those are because bombards are like the catapult version.
Oh yeah, bombards. It's the catapult equivalent of the cannon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I couldn't find a price for one of those.
They're there.
It's buried in this. The cannon was buried in a book I didn't even know existed.
I found
it was in the Ultimate Combat book, which I didn't have access to until recently.
It's so weird. It is on the siege weapon page in the PSFRD, but it's sort of like in a weird spot in it, and I had to like look for it and kind of search for it. I recall
siege weapons are much easier to find on the archives of Memphis.
Yeah, unfortunately. A light bombard is also 6,000.
Yeah.
That's equivalent like catapult. It's the same equivalent as that. So. Yep.
So we just spent a lot of cash, but we're kind of decked out now.
Get some. No.
Yeah.
We
get that big.
And so, while we are on our way to do our information gathering, let's go fucking pirate.
Heck yeah.
Because we're pirates. That's literally what we do.
What is your plan though? So you're okay. So you're gonna have your meeting. You're gonna have your meeting with Miss Fairwind, and you're basically gonna turn her down. It sounds like.
Yep.
Since it seems like that's the plan, Misty would recommend if you're gonna turn her down, at least stay on very good terms.
And she's.
Yeah, I'm cool with good terms.
I'm going to give you without much of a sense motive. You can get the sense that she did suspect you were most likely going to turn it down. It's like you're new free captains. It's a hard sell to just join.
On good terms, because in the future things might change that we need.
Oh yeah. And I very much intend to end it off on good terms. Yaalkol is a little bumbling, but otherwise.
Yeah. And again, like as new free captains, like there was a chance you join, but she was probably, certainly expecting there was a very high chance you were going to say no. But as long as you're still working with her, she's okay with that, honestly.
But that's essentially what the message is going to be. We are not. We don't want to join the fleet, but we are in to deal with the problem of Chelix.
Yeah, cooperation, but not servitude.
Yeah. As you're kind of having this thing here, she's actually going to say, why don't you actually stay a little longer here in town? I know you were saying you were going to leave tomorrow, but there's actually a big event coming on in town, a big festival, and perhaps you don't want to miss that.
All right.
Well, I imagine this is probably during our shipbuilding being
this was because we said specifically we were going to reach out to her just before we left.
Yeah.
Did we? I missed that.
That's when. So she's telling us this now. We were going to. So basically, the plan was to leave the next day, but then I'll look at Revia and Misty.
It's in like 4 days' time on the new moon. There's going to be a special a festival that's going to be held.
Well, I never turned out a good celebration.
Mm-hmm.
I could celebrate a little bit longer before we get back to work.
She's actually going to say like it's the festival of the Skeleton Queen. A new Skeleton Queen will be crowned, and since you've already established yourselves as new and free captains, perhaps you can I can have you accompany me to one of these balls. I'm not usually the best for it, but it's good to get yourself out there, especially with the wealthy citizens of Port Peril. And especially if you want to find yourselves one day having a place that they recognize you, at least. Especially if you want to... she kind of got a gesture to her house. Find yourself getting a villa here at one point in time.
Look at Revia.
We will gladly attend with you.
Okay.
I mean,
Do you want to find out about the festival?
yeah, that's what I wanna figure out. What the fuck is this festival about?
You can
I
roll
mean,
a knowledge
don't-
local
don't-
check.
I don't know if you remember a little while ago, there was mention of a race that was supposed to happen that was coming up.
That's in like I was going to say that's probably
That's
like
book.
no, it's actually this book, but that's
Oh,
probably
okay.
in month. That's probably like in months' time. That's like the big event this year
So
kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna roll local. I
I'm
don't know.
assuming. Okay, I was like, it wasn't that this is where this was leading to, and then okay, festival. Yeah.
Yeah, that's still a ways away. But the thing is, it's this is probably like the regatta. This is like the early point in time where people are starting to think about it, kind of thing, and talking about it. And the rumor was that like it's being now organized by someone new, so that's why the rumors are being talking about. It's like, oh hey, wait a second, the regatta's coming up in like a couple of months' time, or like a little later on in the year. I'm gonna remember the name. The Master of Gales is running it instead of participating. Oh wow!
That's what it was. I was trying to remember who, because there was somebody who's like the champion who's now organizing the event.
Yes.
So basically, now there's new competition.
Yeah.
This guy, it was the old champ.
And the rumor will be, it is going on. When you heard about that, is that a seat on the Pirate Council is being offered to whoever wins.
Which
This year's regatta.
will obviously win.
Which, yeah, we're entering for winning, and we will take over the.
But you have you still have you spent like a couple of weeks here. You still have like a few months time. This is like you could probably heard more rumors about the regatta as these weeks have gone by. It's like there's excitement building for it. It's still a ways out, but it's sort of like it's the big event that's held every couple of years or something.
Yeah. As a local Port Peril, I probably know all this.
I don't know if they have. I'm going to assume it's every couple of years or something, so it's not like yearly thing. They hold it, kind of thing. So it's the big event coming up, so there's a little time. But anyway, yeah.
I rolled a 19 on this for the festival of the skeleton.
Okay. You know that it's an elaborate festival that's held, as I said, on the new moon in Neth. Where the wealthy citizens dress up in their best finery and disguise themselves as skeletons. And then each year, a skeleton queen is bequeathed an expensive glamoured ball gown and the honor of naming next year's skeleton queen.
Okay.
I'm gonna
We'll go.
do something here.
I guess we gotta spend some money on a dress and gown and shit.
Aye, skeleton queen, you say?
I guess I go back off the
There
ship.
he is. I knew it. He's got
As
the
he's drinking.
information.
That's a dark story there. That dress they hand down, it's not the first one. Legend has it that long, long ago, when the festival was established, the first skeleton queen died in a horrible accident. Soon before that first festival, the second festival was going to be held. There was a party towards the end of the year long of the first queen. One they were holding in a manor house high in the mountains outside of town. An earthquake happened, and the manor house disappeared, with only fallen rocks to show where it once was. No one knows if it sunk into the earth or fell into the sea. But no sign of the party was ever found. And that original gown, the one they had, was said to have been of a special weave. Not only made of representing the wealth of those that founded Port Peril, but also inlaid by special magic by a passing mage who took in fancy to that first skeleton queen. Of course, a rumor does say now there's a curse whoever should go after said gown, and it is said that perhaps the ghost of the old queen still does not want it to let it go. But a new queen is chosen every year, and the town is passed upon, and each year a new little bauble appears on this current gown. A gift to the new queen, a respective wealth and position. But there is said to be one piece on there. As he takes a drink. A ring at the center of it. But maybe it's just a way to find the first gown. And to wander off drinking.
I see.
He really doesn't know how to knock.
I think he crawls in for the floorboards. I swear that door doesn't even open. I'm watching it the entire time.
He installed this trap door here. Rio said that Rio had a work order. I don't know where he got it from.
There's just trapdoors all over the ship.
I asked Rio where he got it from. He said this is a question for his manager. Then they walked away. I tried to call the manager line that they gave me, but it goes to one of those fucking voice line things, and it could never understand me. I kept asking to speak to a representative.
Rat! I'm your representative! Rat! I'm busy right now!
Don't you?
The bird I'm screaming at out the window. They can't hear me over the sound of the ship and chop. Screaming at this bird.
Don't you?
I want to talk to the
I do
manager!
have the manager.
It's Rotgut. Rotgut's the manager or something.
That's the manager.
No, Rotgut's the line you're supposed to call. So it's
Yeah.
like you're supposed to talk to the bird about it.
Oh my god.
Can,
Rocket follows me only when I'm on the ship. I make sure Rocket stays specifically trained to stay on the ship. But as soon as I walk on the ship, they fly up the shoulder.
So we want to find this original gown of the Skeleton Queen?
Yeah. That sounds fucking cool.
So we need to. So the Skeleton Queen is chosen by the current Skeleton Queen, right?
Yep. And then the gown is passed down, and the current gown that they have is probably worth a lot of money. But each time it's passed down, the other one gives, like, something that adorns it. Since it's this, like, a beautiful gown covered in jewels and gems and jewelry and stuff. So, like, a new gem, a new piece of jewelry or something. And according to your dwarf, who rolled a 28 on knowledge local, there is a single piece here which is left over from the first Skeleton Queen that was put when they made the new dress. After the
That's
first
the
one.
piece that we have to use to find. So we either be chosen for this dress, or someone we know has to be, or to steal the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so let's go. Plan A is to get you or Misty the dress.
That's unlikely to happen.
You would have to convince the current Skeleton
who's
Queen
the current?
in the course of like 5 days, or I'm sorry, 4 days, to be one of you.
I'm very convincing.
When most likely
Not out of the question.
they have already someone in mind and have already probably like put forth for their name or something.
Probably, but the thing
am
is, until
convincing.
they say it, it doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
I have a decent diplomacy check.
And also,
can talk.
that's why it's Plan A.
Mhm.
We have backups.
I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that feels an uphill battle.
a little
That
unlikely.
is.
So
But
the second
I mean,
option-
is stealing this dress, or at least the ring, not also an insanely uphill battle?
Probably stealing the ring is probably easier than the entire dress, because honestly, like, you know,
Obviously, but like, you get to get to the dress
well, it's not
and then
on
take a
there.
ring off of it.
you're probably going to the party that will have the dress. Honestly, because it's probably the largest of all the parties. They probably have all these parties around it.
My sleight of hand is not my highest skill, guys. It's decent, but it's not that high.
We have cough
So-
rogues.
Yeah, but okay, we do have Quentin. Does Quentin have points in sleight of
I
hand?
don't know.
Let me check actually Quentin's character sheet to see about that.
'Cause
Quentin's a
Yaalkol-
rogue, but I just never suspected Quentin to be like a sleight of hand type of rogue.
A rank in sleight of hand.
So what? +8?
Yeah, +8.
Okay, I have the same skill.
Let me check here. You have a much better rogue at sleight of hand.
Oh, A mariner?
Your Jack Sparrow has it. Landless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
All
All
right.
right.
Okay.
So, plan A is him stealing the ring.
He gets plus 12.
It's him stealing the ring then. So
Uh-huh. You're gonna bring Landless to the party. He's like, sure. You could get him some finery as like a skeleton, like. So you gotta get like nice clothes that are also like probably good for this, like so they like kind of are like expensive skeleton costumes almost. Like they're not like real skeleton costumes, but they probably have like bone stuff or something on them, and and all that kind of stuff. And probably like a mask or something. I'm gonna assume everybody has like skull masks.
Yeah.
I imagine that Yaalkol has a mask that's much too small for his face, so it's just very haphazardly sitting on like his middle of the forehead.
Probably like when you're shopping, he's like, if you'd given me at least a couple of weeks, I could have come up with something that would have fit you.
Actually, could they just paint my face?
You know what? You can get a makeup artist. You can get a makeup artist to give you.
I'll find somebody to paint my face.
Yeah, they'll put some like skeleton makeup on you.
As per usual, Misty, typical Parisian, ostentatious as fuck outfit, full of colors.
I spent 100 gold on this.
Okay. You look really good and fit in very well with the people here. Probably save for a lot of extra jewels or jewelry, but at least your outfit matches.
Guys, all right, hear me out on this, okay? Before you say anything, let me say the entire idea, okay?
Okay.
There, that's all.
That's a terrible idea.
Any number of creatures.
Yaalkol has the utmost faith in you.
Think about it.
Terrible plan.
Any number of creatures.
This is a no from me, dog.
It's a spell-like ability. I'm not actually casting a spell.
I think this is one where we have to give veto because when there's 3, I don't think that just majority rules always. Oh yeah.
No, I'm joking. It's a terrible idea. Holy shit.
Maybe one of the worst ideas anyone has come up with.
That's how you get killed in a pirate city. No, but it's a great meme. I've never used it. One day I'll use Enthrall. Just like
because
one day I'll kill someone with Avast Club.
Yeah.
I haven't used Avast.
It just sucks.
I mean,
I will make a distraction.
If you want a distraction, you've got a perfect one you could also bring in.
Is it a dwarf?
No. There's a certain gnome who's ready for this.
Concubar. We bring Concubar.
Yeah, we're getting our Ocean's 11.
Yes. And I'm just sort of standing onto the side. I don't have any. By the way, my costume is the only thing I did was paint my face. Everything else is my normal clothing.
I buy you clothes to put on.
Just the makeup is enough.
I buy you clothes.
I begrudgingly wear them.
Misty probably like very, very little involved in this. Just going to the party with her husband, really.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I respect it. All right, we just have a plan. We have a goal.
And basically, I'm just gonna stand off to the side and just monitor. If anything goes wrong, that way I can intercede.
Can we bring Rosie as well? Rosie plays an instrument, right? So
yes, she's pretty
decent. Do a performance.
So yeah, you could Ocean's 11 this and get a whole bunch of the crew in here. Get some outfits. So Rosie would.
I'm spending gold. I'm spending like 50 gold on outfits for all the other crew.
Yeah. So Conqueror buys an outfit. He probably already has nice outfits, but he'll be like, allow me, and like come back with one that's like an elaborate one for him. That's even more like it's still like it's a version of his hat, almost in like black and white or something, and like and an elaborate like he spends a lot of his extra money on just a really nice outfit now that he probably will use somewhere else, but you don't know where.
It's gotta look nice for the ladies of the show.
Yeah. Who have honestly mostly shut him down.
Yeah, I mean,
bad.
Except for that one time Rosie got really drunk, but she doesn't talk about it much.
My goal is to give him the old golden parachute. I'm gonna buy him a shop in Port Peril and say, "Hey man, go into retirement and stay off my ship."
Go out of retirement and stay off my ship. He's technically useful.
He's a bard, dude. Bards are great.
He's so good. Bards are so good.
I just don't like him as a person.
He is built with like 0 combat abilities. He is purely
he's so
superior.
Useful, though.
Yeah.
And that's what, as an NPC, that makes him the most useful. I love him, but I hate
also
him.
He also has spell song, so he can just pretend like he's not casting spells on people.
Does he have Enthrall?
I think that's just a bard ability, honestly.
I think it's a bard.
Distract. He's got distraction. Or fascinate.
Fascinate only hits like a certain number of hit dice of people. Which is
I mean, you can have people poop themselves. He's got Cacophonous Call.
Nice.
Well, probably shouldn't.
But not the mass version of it, so he doesn't have to have everybody poop themselves.
All right. Well, so we have our plan, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so bringing your Ocean's 11 team, Misty and Lucian, your husband Lucian.
You're just gonna go have a nice evening.
Yeah, you're two are just gonna have a nice evening. You're gonna be there. In the meanwhile, Landless will be prepared for gonna be the grab man who's gonna try to get the item. So the idea is that Concobar and Rosie are gonna kind of create a performance, a distraction, to draw a lot of eyes. In the meantime, I'm gonna guess you're gonna get some people close to the current Skeleton Queen, who's probably going to be in the dress, or what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna be trying to chat up. If the Skeleton Queen is not distracted by the Concubar and Rosie, I will be there to start to chatter her up and distract her.
Yeah. So you're gonna go for like early on in the festival, before like the big handover, where the one queen will then basically like switch into like, you know, effectively they switch gowns kind of thing. You know, she'll switch the current gown with the new one, you know, as the new one is crowned towards the end of the evening. So, you know, I'm gonna just give you, because they're NPCs, certainly Concobar and Rosie, you're gonna go to this party. It is wealth in, you know, like like wealthy parties, like it is wealth. This is like flaunting a lot of it. I mean, Tessa's gonna probably suspect you're up to something, but she's not gonna say anything about it, because also she's probably really entertained by whatever you're doing.
I mean, who wouldn't be entertained by what we're doing?
She probably finds it hilarious, honestly.
We're young pirates. We have a duty.
She's probably hanging out next to you, Yaalkol. So it's like, so.
Yaalkol is very much, he's trying to play like the cool guy in the corner of the party.
Yeah.
But he looks like he's on guard duty.
Yeah. At a certain point in the night, you know, like while you're getting ready for your thing, you know, she's probably gonna do her like basic rounds, and then she's gonna kind of hang over, like as if she's like get like some fresh air, getting to the side of it, kind of head over to you, just be like, so, is it going to be messy or interesting?
I hope interesting.
Guess we'll see.
You should hope nothing happens. You should hope you don't know what... Oh god, this is gonna be so good. Oh, I love it. I love planning heists.
Yaalkol is not fucking subtle. Yaalkol does not know subtlety. There's nothing about me that is subtle.
Heists are one of the few things I enjoy a lot in like an exploration phase.
I'm gonna roll this thing for your Concobar. Let's see how well he does. Alright, 26.
Roll Rosie for the +2.
Yeah, I'll roll Rosie for the +2. She doesn't have a huge bonus here, but she definitely gives the +2.
Huge.
She's performing well. She has a much lower bonus to perform string instrument. But like as Concobar is actually going to be like almost singing a tale of Port Peril, like, you know, like going on like this almost like a sing-song tale, like of the greats of the merchant and wealthy families of it, you know, as Rosie's in the background, you know, like on the fiddle, like, you know, doing like the like the accenting his words as he kind of like puts it forth, and kind of becomes the center of attention and drawing things in. His costume just, like almost like glowing as he uses some of his spells to kind of show off, and like, almost prestidigitize, like a little bit of like flair as certainly the ahs and oohs of these wealthy people. He has drawn their attention of so many of them and stuff. As kind of like at the like one area of the place here, there's kind of like a throne where the skeleton queen is sitting, and of course, as it is reaching the time of the turnover where the ceremony will begin. She's still in waiting, enjoying a little bit of like her last moments as the last year's skeleton queen before the new one is named. And certainly it does look as though she's at least listening in, but she doesn't seem like super distracted.
I come in.
Mm-hmm. As you kind of saunter over, you can definitely see Landless is kind of like going to give you this a heads up of he's like waiting in the winds, and I'm going to just see how well he's blending into the crowd right now. He's blending in pretty good. He kind of blends in with the crowd, as there's a lot of people around still, even around here.
So,
oh, my, that little man has quite a way with words.
Talking to me?
She's just saying that out loud. She's got like a fan up, you can see
I
like...
have had a spell cast upon myself?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to have a couple of these prepared for this situation. But I'm going to have Captain of Beauty on myself.
Yes, certainly, if you wanted to set things up for this, if you were getting ready, you could have, like, excused yourself, like, use the powder room, and then, set up a bunch of spells and then come back in, so it was, like subtle.
Yeah, I only have this one spell. I'm just checking real quick if it replaces verbal and somatic or just somatic. Because that could matter.
It just says verbal and material.
Ignore somatic. Okay, well, if it ignored verbal, that would be really good. Because I can't cast a verbal spell in front of someone without them knowing it's a spell.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will, comment. Yes, that is, my lovely crew. Aren't they wonderful?
Yes. Are you a, pirate then, I assume? Not that plenty of your kind don't show up here at these parties occasionally. But most of you just seem so not interested in this sort of thing.
I am very interested in these high society affairs. I enjoy it.
Well,
What's the point of being a pirate if you don't get a place to show off your wealth, what you've gained?
At least one of you seems to have some sense to you.
I am First Mate Revia of the Dragon's Promise. It's great to meet you.
I am the Skeleton Queen, but of course I'm sure you knew that. And who I will be in a little while, well, perhaps that would be a reintroduction at that time.
I would love to get acquainted to the lady behind the bone.
We just have to wait your turn. There's plenty that would like to be acquainted with me. Even being in a position like this, the queen of the ball, well, the woman behind the queen can have much more fun after the ball is done.
And what would it take to meet the queen after the ball?
Oh, that's a tough thing. There's plenty of people that would want to meet with me.
But are they all as charming as myself? As
maybe,
I am
maybe
literally...
not. Yeah.
With the magic, I am literally kind of glowing, but not like literally, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm terrible. But
Certainly,
I'm going to continue this chat.
Certainly I don't usually get suitors of your ilk. in many ways. But I'm not against it.
I am no ordinary pirate.
Well, pirate is one thing, but there's so many younger gentlemen that would wish to find my hand. It's very rarely that a powerful woman such as yourself would be willing to give me time. I'm just a simple daughter of these parts. Don't you have men and women at your beck and call aboard your ship that you can do with it what you please? Love in every port, as they say.
There's plenty of love in many ports, but none are quite as beautiful as yourself.
You do have a way with words. And, you are so much less boorish than most of the other suitors that are just looking for, perhaps, connections to a wealthy family. So perhaps tonight will be less about connections and more about a good time.
Pirates are known for having a good time, aren't we?
If the rumor's true.
And I guess I'm going to continue just chatting her up while
Yeah.
I hope Landless gets his opportunity.
I'm going to do...
Gets his chance.
Mm-hmm.
Hope he
Roll
gets...
something here. Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Good numbers.
Okay. Give me a perception check. I'll give you something here.
Yeah. I probably won't see it.
Oh.
It's a decent check.
Pretty decent check. So what you're going to notice is that this is not something about Landis. You'll notice that there does seem to be particularly one individual who's maybe a little attentive in the situation. It seems to be like perhaps a probably a representative of the guards, or like you know, someone that might be like probably like a captain of the guards in town, because there still is guards in town. Granted, like, you know, the town isn't completely lawless. It's just like not fully. Like, the guards are like, you know, mostly to keep order rather than to arrest people or stuff, you know, or to throw any, like, it is a lot more of drunkard. And so probably someone of position and wealth might be in a position to have the captainship of guards. And it looks as though he's probably guarding, honestly, the dress, you know, and like this is a public affair, not necessarily super public. You still have to have a number of wealth, but this is like, it's not fully invitational only. Someone that has a lot of wealth could flaunt themselves in and like get themselves permission. So someone that really would want to do something could come. So it seems as though they've assigned him to watch things. And he seems quite attentive.
I will offer her hand to a dance to the song. Get away from this guard captain that is.
She's going to kind of go, as much as I would love to, my place is here until the changing of the queens, which is coming up soon. So if you want that dance, you just have to wait a little bit.
Are you now up for a bit more of an exciting afternoon? Break some tradition, make some new grounds?
Oh, as fun as to break tradition, there are times and places for it. And I'm afraid now there'd be too many upset people if I would break tradition. Not really worth it at the moment. As fun as it would be.
You won't be the queen for much longer. Not much consequence, right?
Oh, but there are plenty of consequences within my family that would be very upset, and I'm pretty sure this one here wouldn't let me. Kind of like motioning towards the guard man who's there, you know.
And I'm gonna like slowly shift my angle, right, to be kind of like in his field of vision.
Okay.
So blocking like the front of the dress, maybe from his sight. So when Landless goes for the snag, it's harder for him to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to give me a check for this. But what would be appropriate? It might be a stealth or bluff.
I was gonna say either, because it's like it depends on he will see it. So I guess it's more of my goal is to deceive him in my motive of why I'm moving here. Right? I could just be moving in that position because
that's why I feel like kind of like a bluff is like kind of like to like add a little bit of distraction of yourself, you know, like
yeah.
It'll look more like you're trying to intercede yourself in between him and her, because he's obviously probably observing the conversation. And, again, there's people moving by and getting relatively close. Like, Landless is probably going to have to get much closer than most other people. Maybe even, like, do something like oh, sorry, like, almost like falling over a little drunk or something, and such.
Yeah.
In order to get close enough.
Roll?
Yeah, give me a bluff roll.
Oh, that's so low. I rolled a 7.
Well, let's see what I roll here and see what I... Well. Seems like you were pretty successful.
Oh, God.
In getting him. I'm going to be honest, I rolled a 4 on that one.
Okay. Yeah.
Which helps because this guy had rolled a natural 20 on his perception, so you adding a distraction bonus to his perception really helps. Yep. He rolled pretty goddamn high on perception. Just saying.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. So, certainly, you will create yourself into kind of a distraction. As, Landless will have his kind of footwork. He's been kind of like hiding in with the crowd. And, you'll keep an eye out, for when it's going to go down, because honestly, you expect him. It's one of the things. So it's like, he's definitely just, like, been trying to blend in with things. And, he's going to use an opportunity from, Conkabar is going to kind of, like, at one point in time, as you've kind of, like, gotten distraction, kind of, like, move up, like, towards the Skeleton Queen, like, almost for his finale. And kind of like moving the crowd a little bit with him, kind of closer, so they kind of like move in and then kind of break apart by that area. And he's going to kind of use that opportunity to kind of move in and knock into her, and be like, and then like, be very apologetic and sorry. And of course the guard man will kind of come up and like, I'm going to assume you're kind of going to go to the defense then, of kind of like, hey, back away, be careful, and there'd be a lot of apologies and talking him down, and the guard will probably be like, maybe you should stop down the drinks, man. And eventually, like, with probably you're gonna definitely like roll me a diplomacy check here, because your diplomacy is less going to be affecting Landless, more convincing the guard you're like actually that you're the one that's like talking him down or something. I don't think this is like bluff. This is like acting diplomatic. You're technically not faking what you're saying, but you're not like you're doing it for weird, not real motivations.
Is my buff still on, or would that have been gone by this time?
Probably gone by now. Most of your conversation was probably like early conversation was, but by now, like as the thing is going down, and like you'll definitely be able to like convince the guard that it's just drunken people, that kind of thing, talk him down about it. He's been drinking. Maybe not like even saying about drunk. Just be careful, like we're at a party. You can't be knocking into people. Just don't be careful about this. And so like as that's happening, there is a little bit of a commotion. But then again, you're actually drawn in as Conkabar will kind of move in for, as I said, for his finale to kind of like add an extra layer of distraction at the end. And at this point in time, he's actually going to use some of his magic to create like an image of like a flight of birds out from him using some silent image. So it's like just like a flight of birds kind of explode out along with like his stuff there. as he'll kind of strum out and kind of like end the song with like a big bang that'll kind of add a final distraction. As you will notice a kind of subtle like nod from Landless as he moves out back into the crowd, blending in again.
And I still hang out with the Skeleton Queen as long as I'm welcome.
I mean, you would technically be welcome afterwards if you want to spend an evening with a nice lady. You can.
I will.
Okay. You will spend a wonderful night of a good time with a wealthy daughter of some important noble merchant of the town.
I'm getting some W's, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, this is for future planning, okay?
Uh-huh. Look.
All important for later. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm feeling good for several reasons tonight, okay?
You might have connections with a wealthy family in Port Peril then, too, if you wanted to use those, of, like, this nice daughter of a family that you happen to have, wonderful relationships with. So, it could be useful in the future. And, of course, she will switch out the dress, and honestly, at this point in time, no one notices. The dress is covered in this tradition has been going on for probably a few hundred years at this point in time. The dress is covered in all kinds of jewelry. At least at cursory glances, no one's noticing that the ring, which was actually kind of like sewn in a little bit to the front here, which Landless used like a small knife to kind of cut it away and grab it, with his sleight of hand, is gone. Just like something that's kind of like in the center of the breast, which was kind of like the first item that was kind of sewn into it. As kind of like, kind of got decorative jewels all over it. It is a very beautiful, very expensive dress. You could, just cursory glance, you could assume it probably would cost maybe like 10,000 gold pieces with the amount of jewelry inlaid in this thing, and probably the dress itself would probably be worth a few hundred. It's probably like silk and like gold and silver lace, and then it's just covered in like very expensive jewelry. Some of the pieces are really expensive, and the mask itself that's associated with this is probably like a few thousand because it's got like jewels and stuff, and like it's like a porcelain with like diamonds and things in it, and gold lace. It is flaunting wealth. It is certainly flaunting wealth.
Ostentatious bastards.
We got it, boys.
The merchant nobles of Port Peril earn their living off the backs of pirates.
Yeah.
They like to flaunt their wealth because they're showing off that they got it from aligning themselves with pirates. The reason why pirates don't bother them a lot is, you know what they do? Get stuff for pirates and buy their stuff and then sell it in other places in the world. They're like, this is totally not pirated. This is totally legitimate merchant. These are the money launderers of the pirate world. And they love it. And the party will end. A new skeleton queen will be named. Another wealthy daughter of one of the various families here. And the party will come to an end eventually. Tessa will actually at one point say, before she like leaves you, Yaalkol, she'll be like, interesting. What are you planning on doing with just something that small?
Does Yaalkol even remember?
What? Wait, what?
It will guide us to the original dress, which of the Skeleton Queen is what the.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I was kind of confused what the question was about for a second. Okay, yeah. Yaalkol will just sort of look and say, "Gonna guide us to something. It's gonna be pretty fucking cool." And then he's gonna walk.
A true wordsmith.
He's truly the captain we deserve.
All charisma.
I swear, in real life, I actually am okay with words.
I don't believe it. I've only played with you in this game, Eric.
It's true.
Actually, just Yaalkol in real life.
I'm just real cool. This is just how I operate in
The
real life.
big camera is just off camera.
All right, and the party will run down, and you'll be able to return to your ship, ring in tow. Why don't we take a second break here? Because then we'll go for that last hour.
I can't believe that worked.
Oh my god.
No, we did it, boys!
I cannot believe that actually worked out.
You did
Those
nothing.
rolls were insane.
Those are some
That
pretty good
could've gone
rolls.
terribly.
It could have gone terribly. Those are some good rolls. The NPC
Yeah,
rolls are what I was
hard.
concerned about the most.
Yeah, they fucking did their part.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Landless. Baby boy.
Look, all my Marines are good peoples.
Yeah, they're all
They
really
are.
interesting and cool. I like them.
Amazing.
I really,
Honestly,
really,
Conqueror should come-
I really, really like Harask. He just has massive amounts of knowledge skills.
He just looks
Conqueror?
like a dwarf who's drunk all the time.
Conqueror should like come with us whenever we go in combat, and he just hits in the back, inspire, encouraging us. Unironically.
It would be useful,
Buff
technically.
Bard be good, yo.
Yeah, Buff Bard would be good.
Bard is like my favorite Pathfinder class, I think.
It's one of those ones that's very fun to play.
Bard is legitimately just my favorite.
Honestly, my favorite bard has to be the Arcane Duelist. I really had a great time playing one of those ones. They're hard to play, but they're so fun because you're combat bard. You're buffing everybody else off, and then they've got the like some interesting performances and stuff that just do it. And I think there's a magic item or something that you can like do two performances at once. So then you do the Inspire Courage and like I enchant my weapon with magic item power, and then you just murder it, and it's fun. Yeah. Anyway, that's a good time. But we'll take our break, and we'll be back in a little bit for our last hour here as we go for our 4 hours. Boo-boo, break. Doot doot and boop. Hi everybody, welcome back. All right, you're back at your ship. Heist successful. You got a ring. It's a gold ring with a what looks to be like a sapphire inlaid on it, with the design that looks to be as of particularly like the gold clasps around the sapphire actually look to be like almost skeletal fingers around the center of it, with a particular design like that. And the band of the ring almost looks like it's shaped in like a series of like linked bones.
Okay. And do we see like? I asked the dwarf, how is this guiding us to the dress?
Oh, you don't know?
No, I don't. That's why I asked you.
Oh, sorry. I thought you would. Well, you should probably like use magic on it or something. It's part of a mystical dress.
I detect magic?
It has a magical aura, but it's like
I
part of a set, so it probably doesn't really tell what it can do because it's not with the rest of it. I mean, like there are spells like what's your face is it? The give me a minute here.
identify?
No.
Locate object?
Something like that, yes. I'm gonna roll this knowledge arcana check for him. He's not as good at arcana, but he can roll it.
Nice.
I don't remember. Just someone knows spells around here?
We can ask Matt. Oh, Conqueror does. He's a bard.
I am here to know about spells. Let me think. I can actually also roll a spellcraft, maybe. No, he doesn't know either.
Technically, I could roll Arcana. I am trained in it, and I have a rank in it.
Oh, maybe you should. None of the people that have trained and have a rank and have rolling well.
Alright, let's see how this one goes. Hey, it's 17.
Yes. There are probably a number of spells what they're talking about. Locate object might work, but the problem is you have part of that object. What you might be able to do is combine something like locate object with another more powerful spell that's divination, something like legend lore.
A level 6 spell?
You're in a town where, okay, give me a second here to look this up here.
Yeah, we're in a metropolis.
The highest level of spell you can get casting here is 8th level.
Yeah.
Alright, it's a level 4 bard spell.
I'll explain this to people who have probably just been asking everyone who can cast spells on the ship, I assume.
See, because the thing is, you have the part of it in hand. That's why it's important. It wouldn't work as well. Yeah, you have part of the dress here. You can actually gain information about it at this point in time.
It'd be like 1d4 times 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with the Legend Lords.
Yeah. So.
How much does it cost to get a level spell cast?
It is spellcasting, not scroll, so I can look that up. It is under equipment, actually.
Goods and services.
Yeah, goods and services.
Yeah. Hireling service?
I can't remember what it's under.
That's the only spot that would be. It's hirelings and services.
There's a spellcasting tab just under hirelings and services.
Oh, okay,
good. Level times spell level times 10 GP.
So as a let's see here. Let me look it up because it's sorcerer, wizard, or bard you'd want to get, right? Because 4th level bard, 6th level wizard. 6th level wizard spells are cast by a 11th level wizard. 4th level bard spells are cast by a 10th level bard. So you could probably find a 10th level bard if you really wanted him. Because honestly, bards are more likely to have legend lore anyway. Plenty of them do. So 10 times 4 is
400 gold.
400 gold to get it cast.
Yep.
Plus any material component cost.
Which is 2 incense worth 250 and 4 pieces of ivory worth 50 each.
Is it consumed?
The ivory would not be consumed, so assuming that you find a bard with legend lore, which I'm saying you could, they would have the ivory. The incense you'd have to pay for. So it'd be 650 to get it cast.
Alright, I put some money into this. I need someone else to put some money. I can put 100 gold into it, because that's all I have left.
I have 125 gold. I could give you some money.
How much do you have, Erik? You're muted.
Oh, I only have 1k left. That's right, because I gave 1600 towards the.
I'll give you 100, I guess.
Alright, and I'll take the rest off the ship, I guess.
Okay.
How much you need?
It's 450s left.
450. I'll give you 450.
Okay,
cool. Then that's all we need to cast this legend lore spell.
Alright, then you take because honestly it's probably the next day. Because again, it's a pirate town, and you can definitely go to places that it takes you probably half a day to find the right person. Because not only do you have to find a bard, you have to find a bard that can cast legend lore. Possible in a town. It's a big town, a lot of high level spellcasters in town, honestly. And then you have to find one that probably doesn't ask questions, which also is not necessarily difficult. He'll take the time and cast legend lore and recount to you information about this. He says it's this seems to be part of something a lot larger, a mystical set that imbued the wearer of the set of jewels and finery, with not only the ability to protect them, in a way, but with seemingly a great attractiveness and beauty. Who could use the dress? The dress itself seems to be of once worth amazing value and beauty, unmatched. It seems as though the dress was one that was stolen and brought into town. Stolen from some form of powerful sea witch. And the sea witch brought a curse down upon the person who was using the dress. The land opened up and consumed it in the northern hills. The ring itself, it was known to come out by one servant survived it all and didn't say anything and escaped from the tunnels. He didn't say anything because he lost his tongue, the witch. One last curse on the only survivor. She respected him for surviving the great destruction she wrought upon the building. But still, he would not be able to speak what he had seen. A curse took his tongue and his words.
And whereabout would this have happened?
He doesn't necessarily give you the right information on the location, per se. What he gives you is, like, you can combine what he tells you, to know that you can look up and talk, like, the thing is, the location where the manor was supposed to be is actually something you can find out about. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Gotcha. It's just the fact is, no one ever found anything there. The thing is, he reveals to you there was once a secret tunnel out of it.
I guess we're on a land mission, boys.
So you can go to this secret tunnel, which would probably be a lot easier to get into the ruins of the sunken manor house, which was consumed by the earth. And probably a 200-year-old sea witch that was really angry that some pirates stole her dress and gave it to some merchants is probably, not bad anymore. And then decorated with a lot of jewelry. And also probably like a mage cast some spells on it afterwards. Which that part of the rumor is true. But like the sea witch was still pissed off of the original dress that it was built off of was stolen. Happens.
Guess we return to our ship.
I mean, you piss off a lady, she consumes your building with you all in it and into the earth,
Yeah.
I guess
Happens all the time.
before we go to the back to the ship, I want to find out where this manor is located.
You can find out. It is actually a ways outside of town. It is in some of the kind of more jungly areas up on the coast, where some of the original settlements were a lot more spread out. And honestly, the reason it was built here is it had a very wonderful view of the cliff. That's why people thought maybe the entire thing fell over the cliff edge. It did not, apparently. Good for you. You don't have to go diving into the water to find stuff. Instead, you have to take a trip into an underground cavern of some kind. So certainly, you can find out the general location it is. There are a few buildings in that area, but the rumor of the curse has kept anybody from building really nearby. Probably no one really owns that land. There's probably a couple neighbors to that area, certainly, that have built in who are a little more brave and say there's no such thing as a curse, but certainly sensible people didn't build on that property. It's gone overgrown now, so there's like jungle on top of that area. But you know where it's at. And you know that like there is a... So, because it was built on the top of the cliff face, the secret entrance is actually kind of down on the cliff face a little bit in a kind of like hidden catch that you can't see from above or below. Unless you know about it, there is a pathway a few hundred feet down the cliffside where you can kind of actually go down into it if you're looking from that side. But since it's so far enough away, no one ever found this. Because again, like it's naturally disguised from the way the cliff is faced, that even from below, you're not going to see it. And far enough away, it's really hard to, honestly. No one's scanning cliffs for a very tiny thing. And from above, you just don't see it at all. So, you can certainly find your way to the old secret escape from the manor house. And follow into the tunnel. It is not a long tunnel. It's maybe like 30, 40 feet before it gets to an area where it looks like the end of it is partially collapsed. You can see that there is an area that most likely you're guessing the servant crawled out of. Certainly that's probably like where someone could have squeezed out of a few hundred years ago. But mostly like it's a lot of rubble in the way, and it looks as though you can kind of like any of you have dark vision, or all of you just using light? I think all of you are.
I do not.
We're using lamp.
Yeah.
Torches or whatever.
Yeah, I believe we have a lamp.
Yeah. Shining light. Yeah. Using light and kind of getting it into the hole, you can see what looks to be the side of maybe some kind of window farther in.
Can somebody fit in there?
You could try to squeeze in there. You couldn't. Revia or Misty might be able to squeeze in there. You could also try to excavate the rubble out of the way that's kind of blocking it here.
I would prefer we excavate it than that. Because
Yeah.
Okay.
let's send somebody to a little squeeze.
Yeah. It'll take a little time, but you can manage to excavate this out of the way. You will kind of reveal, like, you'll get enough out of the way without causing things to damage that you can get through all right. It certainly seems as though with everything, how it is settled after, like, however many hundreds of years it's been, it's mostly kind of settled in and stuff, so, like, you can clear some of it out, but there's some of it you can't excavate. So you're not going to make it a perfect, like, clear tunnel. You can make it enough that you can get through without having to worry about knocking it over, like having, like, a collapse or something in the area. And it looks as though, like, there is actually the side of a building and, like, a window in front of you. The window, the glass is shattered and gone. There are remnants of glass, kind of shards still at the edge of it. But it sort of leads into this half-buried dirt room of what may have been, like, a bedroom of some kind.
Yeah.
You found your way into the buried underground manor. What do you want to do?
Who we're bringing with us, I think, is probably the better question.
Yes, who did you bring with you? Who did you recruit for this quest?
So, Cog will be here for the excavation at the very least.
Okay.
Do we want to bring just Sandra, maybe?
Sandra would be good if you encounter undead, which is a possibility. There was rumors of a ghost. You don't know what... The thing is, you do not know, like, curse, ghost, what rumors are true.
Should probably bring Sandra.
Yeah, I'd say Sandra's
bring
probably
Sandra.
a good pick.
Yeah, Sandra will
And
come
then
with you.
Everyone else waits outside.
Well, want to bring Concubar?
No, not really.
Not really.
I don't know if we'll need Concubar.
That's fair.
Okay.
Let's see.
In this specific instance, we might not.
Does Sandra have a magic weapon?
Let me check. She does not. She's a masterwork rapier.
So, if we encounter people,
She
then...
also does have Searing Light memorized, so she can actually do some things.
Okay.
And can probably
That's fine.
just, like...
Channel.
She can just either channel or convert spells to cure criticals. To cure wounds, I should say.
she's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I agree. Then we just bring Sandra and we
Okay.
have.
Okay. This it's a manor house. It's probably not as big as the house you were in, certainly for the event with the Skeleton Queen before. But you can tell that this place once probably held great wealth. What remains here is wreckage. You can find signs of people that were once here. Bones. It seems as though, like, there are places where you'll have to clear out some, like, rubble or dirt a little bit to close in. And it seems like people just managed to not get out. The servant was probably lucky. Maybe he was cleaning in that bedroom or something to finish up some work at night when everything happened, and just happened to be there. But it is difficult navigating this place, but you can, and you can begin to explore it. Many of the rooms are gone and destroyed, but you can find your way deeper into the area where you believe the gown would be. The gown would be in the ballroom of this area, of this manor. You get a familiarity with a lot of designs. Over the last 100 years, the designs of a lot of these type of manors hasn't changed, to be honest. So you actually have an idea of where to find the kind of ball area where like the large event would have been. And it takes you a little while to navigate through this place. The air is stale, and something feels off about this. And as I said, you do find signs of people that died here. They're probably expensive clothes at the time, gone. If you wanted to, you could probably gather together some jewels and gems here and there. But otherwise, a lot of whatever was wealthy in here is gone or buried, much more than like what you would easily be able to excavate. And also, you have to worry about doing too much excavation because you are buried underground.
I think if there's like anything obvious wealthy that like on the surface of anything, we might pick it up.
Sure. I'll just give you a general estimation. You can probably, if you're just grabbing like a couple of jewels or rings or stuff like that, necklaces, anything that you find easily on the bodies, you can probably get about 2,000 gold pieces worth of stuff.
Unless someone's opposed to picking up this free will.
Sandra at least wants to offer a prayer to every person that you take something from.
I offer my own prayers.
Yeah. You'll eventually find your way to the ballroom, where you have a very interesting sight here. In the center of the room is what appears to be a large, like, dead tree, piercing the room. Encased into the edges of the tree, seemingly as if it was, like, bound in there, is the skeleton of someone in an incredibly beautiful dress. Vines from this tree are reaching out and impaling dozens of skeletons.
So I think I figured out what killed everything.
Yeah, Yaalkol, what was it?
I'm not quite sure yet.
The tree.
You sure? Because would you say the fireball killed everyone if someone fireballed you? Or would you say the person that casted the fireball killed you?
The fireball.
Then it was the tree, Yaalkol.
Like the way this man thinks.
Wait, let's press this a little further, Yaalkol. If I push you off a cliff, did I kill you, or did you fall it, or did the ground kill you?
I feel like
Yaalkol stops and thinks about this for a moment.
I feel like there's a better time and place for this discussion.
No, I have to have my answer. Okay, it's taking too long. Never mind.
I could have dodged, right? kind of the Yaalkol is just like having a small conversation with himself as we're walking.
So, what's the plan?
I cast detect magic.
The only thing that seems to detect as magic in here is the dress. It is a beautiful gown.
All
it is a, unlike the gown that you saw up on the current Skeleton Queen, which was a kind of black gown with black silk with like white accents of the original gown, with probably like gold and like silver lace inlaid in various places. This is a beautiful red gown with a deep crimson color. There are like almost like studs of diamond that appear on the like a shawl that's attached to it that kind of like almost make it like you'd have almost the studs of a studded leather armor, but you recognize that they are each a diamond. So it's almost like this like expensive studded leather shawl of like money is around there. There are all kinds of like, you can notice tiny like jewels and stuff sewn into various places that actually like designs in the dress are made of jewels. Like there's like a flower at part of the dress that's made of like sapphires and emeralds, small ones actually attached into the design like that. It is beautiful and shows signs of nature on it, like what appears to be some nature from like the local area. A couple of local birds, like a small like rabbit, some what looks to be like almost like a tree kind of growing in something. So it's got this kind of like very natural with the terrain that you're in, actually kind of look to it over this kind of red silk of these kind of like jewel designs that seem to pop up all over the place on it. And it does detect as magical, for sure.
I have a question, Panther.
Sure.
Would undead that are undead give off magic?
No,
or...
not with detect magic.
So I would like to use my detect alignment to try to detect any evil, because undead aren't traditionally evil.
Sure.
That's smart.
You detect evil, but it's hard to pinpoint it.
So because it functions as the spell detect evil.
Yes.
For the first round, it's the presence or absence. Second round, the number of auras.
There seems to be one particular aura.
Third round would be the power and location of the aura.
Location doesn't seem to happen, and power is overwhelming, I will tell you.
Okay,
An overwhelming
I will relay
evil.
that to the party.
Yeah. But you can't seem to, like... It's weird, because it's like, it's almost as if, like, you can't nail it down.
Okay. That is an overwhelming sense of evil here.
Then I guess we should buff up and get ready to fight something truly evil.
Yaalkol will just do a little stretch move and then say, "Let's start buffed up."
I guess I will...
A lot of spells I'm casting. I'll ping them all, I guess.
Sure. Don't ping them yet, I will tell you.
Okay.
You can tell me, you can say you're buffed. We can ping them all if and when you go into combat. You know, at this point in time.
That's fair.
You
That
haven't
makes sense.
triggered combat yet, so I don't need to know what they all are.
I will mark them off on my spell list.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I'm sure Sandra will cast some stuff to help you too. She has a bunch of them.
I will just do these two. Realistically, that's all I kind of need right now.
Okay. So what do you want to do? You kind of prepare yourselves as if to fight something, but nothing comes in response to you.
I will take lead and I will slowly approach the dress.
Okay. There seems to be no response from anything in here. Everything seems dead.
Is a dress like impaled on the tree?
The dress is on a
safe?
body, is on a skeletal body, which is actually bound to the tree. Like, it looks as though, like, this person, like, the, like, hands and feet were merged into the tree.
Okay.
Yeah, so the hands were like merged into the tree. So it's almost like they were bound into the tree, and there's like almost like a vine emerging from the tree that's like around its waist. So like you'd have to cut away parts of the tree to get to the dress out. Probably have to free basically the skeleton.
I will start to free this skeleton, or I'll ask Yaalkol to free the skeleton. He's probably gonna do it faster than I.
Yeah, Yaalkol will go and start the work of breaking parts of the tree.
Could I ready an action?
Sure.
I would like to ready that if anything spooky or undead, well, mostly just like if anything hostile appears, I'm going to cast Channel Vigor on myself.
Okay. As you start to break away the tree to free the skeleton in the dress, all of a sudden the tree will start to glow with a dark red energy.
Yeah, I'm going to take my hands off it for a moment and sort of take a step back, wrapping my hands around my hammer. Look at Revia, sort of like, what the fuck is this?
You'll kind of hear this like you'll kind of like you almost see like this kind of rippling appear on the tree nearby to where the skeleton is. As then you'll see like a pair of hands reach out and kind of pull someone forward.
Spooky.
That's a ghost.
No, it looks like an actual person coming out of the tree.
That's...
Well, this is fine.
The witch?
As like this woman in a similarly red dress. It doesn't have like the fixings of like the jewels and stuff, but it is a crimson red dress that is quite like the red dress is pretty revealing. This is very revealing too. Will kind of stretch her way out and kind of move down and be like, what's going on here? Why did I get a ping?
This is
who the hell are you? Where am
I feel like that's what I should be asking.
Oh! Someone found their way... I would have expected someone to find their way down here centuries ago.
Pirates are superstitious?
Also, generally a bit dumb.
That too.
That's accurate. I do enjoy tormenting them that way. But you seem at least a little smarter. So tell me, now that you've bothered me and working to undo my wonderful work, what should I do?
Well, you can just go back to wherever you came from. Well, you know, it's not really hassling you.
Is there a world where you let us take the dress peacefully and sort of just go on our way?
I can't say there isn't a world.
Alright.
Honestly.
How do we make that this world?
Ah. At least you're someone more reasonable. Now, honestly, I haven't been mad about this in quite a while. And I perhaps overdid it a little bit in my youth. You'll recognize that she is elven. So, obviously, she is very long-lived. She is a actually beautiful elven lady. It radiates just this actually unnatural beauty to her. It just feels almost like mystical. What would I want indeed? Honestly, it's... You brought me here by disturbing my work. Granted, I think the magic is mostly fade from the horrible curse I placed upon these people, but, you know, the usual. Have a horrible tree spout from them and murder them all and then bury them deep below the earth where no one will ever find them. Someone found them. Curses just aren't like what they used to be.
So, what do you want? to just let us take the dress and go without having to do any fighting or anything?
Honestly, I don't really feel like doing something that would involve getting sweaty or dirty.
It sucks.
Yes. I mean, I could just cause you all to fall over dead, but also, you did catch me in a pretty decent mood. Unfortunately, I wasn't too busy when you bothered me. That would have been bad. Especially if you bothered me during bath time. I would have had to have already killed you by now.
You know, we just have wonderful timing.
You do, don't you? You know what? I'll let you take the dress and go. And I'll go back to where I came from and my curse and the little gift I brought this land so long ago can disappear into legend again. But perhaps a day in the future you can help me out. You seem able-bodied buccaneers. And sometimes even one such as myself has use of folks such as yourself.
Yeah. If there's profit, we'll probably do it.
You'd be far from the worst person I've worked for.
Well then, she's going to saunter over to you, Yaalkol. Well, big man, I'll just give you a little gift. Somewhere people won't notice. As she's going to hold her hand up and kind of stroke down your chin and kind of press into, like, right here on your chest, as you'll feel a burning sensation in it. Just a little gift to make sure I can reach you when I need to. As there's a strange symbol now, like, branded into you right there.
I look at Revia.
I look at you like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, and don't do anything because she'll probably kill us.
I look back at this creature and say, cool.
Excellent. You didn't scream either. I like you more now. You're a strange one. I haven't seen a creature such as yourself within these isles.
You like me.
Anyway, I must go now. Claim your prize, mighty warriors. You've ventured forth. Return to the sea with it, and enjoy the fact that we shall meet in the future. And she's going to actually go over to the tree and just kind of move back into the tree and disappear.
I mean, that's, then what could possibly go wrong?
You know, I didn't expect that. I was expecting some sort of layered curse, undead rising, fight a bunch of them. Not that.
It's been like 200 years. I mean, like, Sea Witch Curse, she just was waiting around, and, she's busy off doing Sea Witch shit, and, like, all of a sudden someone's like, someone's messing with one of my curses? What the fuck, I forgot about that one. It's been, like, a couple centuries. Honestly, when you curse people for a living, you forget about a lot of them.
Yeah?
Well, who wants to grab the dress?
I'll grab the dress.
Okay.
And I'll hold on to it, but it obviously one of you guys, if anyone's gonna wear it, is gonna wear it.
It'd probably be me. It's charisma.
I will tell you. Yes, it is a magic item, and it's very useful. And I will tell you its full bonuses, some of which I still have to work on. Because I didn't know if you'd go after it today or not, so I was only partially done what this does. It is a powerful item. Again, it is also perhaps slightly cursed, but in unusual ways, and I will tell you about that. It's a little curse.
We can identify what this curse is, though, right?
Yes, you can identify. I mean, you might suspect it's cursed, which means it's easier to find out if it's cursed. If you don't suspect it's cursed, then it's harder to find a curse.
We are fairly positive that it's cursed in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fair to assume that this thing might be
A terrible witch
I'm-
gave it to us.
A terrible witch gave it to you, basically. Yeah. A terrible witch that murdered a whole lot of people and did a lot of bad things.
Would have been an interesting thing to have to see if I played the sea witch I was gonna make before this character.
Oh, she would have loved you. Because, like, she's probably like the legendary sea witch of the shackles. Told more in legend than anything. AKA probably really high level.
Like a CR-18 creature or some shit.
Also,
Yeah,
probably like
probably.
Fey touched or something, elf, you
Yeah.
know, so it's some Fey powers, you know. Just to make
Yeah,
it a little.
it's like you don't want to fuck with.
Just meeting my hero.
Yeah, meeting your hero. Sinks ships at a whim, and curses entire villages, just because they wouldn't give her something, which was like a flower or something she wanted, and she's feeling really bitchy at the time. But anyway, you can return back with your prize. You've claimed a legendary treasure, which I'm gonna actually go into here and do a little thing. Boop. Give me a second, and you can see it. If you would go into handouts, you will now see you have your first legend. Into the legends. You can find more legends, which can lead you to powerful magic items and such, and possibly horrible curses, or death. And some are worse than others.
That's sick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that.
They have something in each of these books that are just like rumored treasures at the beginning of each of these books and give me no information, so I decided to make these into interesting legends. So if you want to look into Legends of the Shackles, you can find ancient treasures of the Shackles.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
I will absolutely be doing that.
Because as much as like it's fun, because pirates, treasure hunting's fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good one because because the failure here was if we failed like the heist, right?
Yeah.
Then there's consequence on failure.
Yeah.
But like once we did the heist, it was like you just pay some gold, find your location.
And the thing
That's
is,
cool.
you could have
I
done
agree.
more stuff with the witch. The easy way out was getting a favor from her. I had a couple of other ideas in my mind, and technically, she either could have casted a horrible instant death spell, which may or may not have killed you. If any of you survived, good on you. She also could have summoned something for you to fight and just left. And there was a couple other options I was thinking. You could have surprised me, honestly, too. But the favor one's easy, and I have some ideas of what I'm going to do on that later. But that's a couple adventures from now.
Yeah, but we're not dumb enough to fight this creature.
I know it's a good idea not to. That's why I was like, hold your buff spells, because I knew it was coming. As soon as you bothered that, I knew it was
You
coming.
want to see all my buff spells I would have cast?
A lot of them, which is helpful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have mattered. If she wanted to kill us, we wouldn't have done.
She probably let him cast like Wail of the Banshee or something. Honestly,
Yeah,
I feel,
so
I
we
feel
would've been dead.
she has 9th level witch spells. She would have cast something mean. I gotta be honest.
Whale. Yeah, Whale the Banshee is like an insta kill, right?
Well, the Banshee's just a nightmare. It's just you dead.
It's just that you dead. Yeah,
It's save or die.
yeah. It's save or die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She would have just cast that or something. I mean, she has 9th level witch spells. She would have just nuked.
So,
But no. It was fun encountering her.
Well, it's not save or die, but for us it's save or die because we don't have like 200 hit points.
Yeah. I'm
We
seeing.
don't have
Yeah,
all
Wail the
the
Banshee
HP.
deals 10 damage per level to one creature per level. Okay, I just would deal you each 180 damage or something like that. At very least,
That's like
170 at least. Yeah.
yeah. So we would be dead.
Uh huh.
Some would say.
As some might say.
Yeah. I mean, you would have a fortitude to negate, so there was a chance that your cool would live.
My spell DC. So with my 16 wisdom, that'd be a 22.
Yeah. She most likely has at least mid-20s.
26?
At least a 26, I would estimate. I do not have her statted out for reasons because I wasn't planning to stat her out.
Well, because you would probably, if there's a combat...
The summoning is probably what
you would have summoned, like, a couple creatures.
I had an idea of what it was. I was probably going to, I would have to look up which one is the CR I'm looking for. Like, something like a scythe tree or something would have showed up. She would have, like, animated the tree to be
Oh,
harmed.
God, a scythe tree.
Yeah.
Terrible.
There's a couple of tree monsters. I was going to have her just, like, animate the tree and maybe, like, duplicate it or something. I was going to, like, quickly look up. I couldn't remember what CR was what, so I didn't know which one I was going to, throw exact. It would have been a tough fight, but possible. I was going to aim for your 7th, so, like, a CR 9 encounters,
Assuming she had a DC 26,
Mm-hmm.
with my buffs, I would have had a 50-50 chance of surviving.
Again, she probably would have cast that and then been like, some of you survived. Well, good on you, bye. Because honestly, she doesn't care, too much.
Yeah. She was just doing it because we were dumb enough to fight her, and you're basically just like, yeah, don't. And if you
she would have done it and been like, do you want to try some more? We're done? Oh, good.
Want to try again?
Might have been impressed if you survived, honestly. Because, there are other horrible 9th level witch spells. They're fun.
Yeah, so with my buffs, and if I'm around the party, I can have a fort save of 17.
Jeez. So we get back to the
ship with a...
ship.
With a magic item that is also incredibly expensive. Like, it is valuable in the way it is made also.
So we will talk next session after we see what the benefits are about cost benefit of keeping or selling.
I don't think we should ever sell this. This is like a mantelpiece for our pirating.
Yeah.
Even if we don't wear it.
Agree.
Uh-huh.
I absolutely agree that we don't
Pour
sell
all the legendary items.
Yeah.
Once we make a base, we can have these items on display.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I can tell you the names of some of these legends if you can find them out. There's the Crystal Dodo, the Howling Erd, the Shipwreck in a Bottle, the Oasis of Calm Winds, Felop's Fish Skull, Snare of the Island Eater. These are some of the names of these things.
They sound so fucking cool.
I love the crystal
items made by the adventure. These are like
they name these and tell me nothing else about them. They just basically at the beginning of each of these adventures is a map of the shackles with treasures marked on the map where they're at and names, and that's all they give me. So and the thing is, I looked someone up, I found someone had done something a little bit with this gown. So the original legend of the gown being part of this festival was something I used from online, and then I wrote the rest about the legend of the original gown and stuff like that, and the way the gowns work and stuff like that. So I built on top of what someone else had done to come up with this. Yeah, no, it's really
cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah, I have for some of these treasures. I do have a couple of these sentences that I might use or alter. Anyway, we're on stream. We're on stream. Yeah, I'm going on.
You have to tell me. Is there a treasure under Goat's Head?
I don't know. I would have to check the goddamn maps.
It's Goat's Head. It's Goat's Head. Remember the shitty bar that we went to with the deed?
We're gonna excavate it, just destroy it.
Listen, Erik, when you become Hurricane King, we need to steal the deed.
We didn't do it again.
You people have a weird grudge against
We didn't do it the first time. We didn't do it the first time.
That's right, we didn't do it. That was our fever dream because we remembered that they were really powerful.
Well, they're protected by a Hurricane King. Or a free captain.
Yeah, they're actually got a free captain in charge of it.
That's gonna be the last thing we do in this campaign. We're gonna get the Hurricane crown. We're gonna, as a ship, sail over to fucking Gavet, walk in the authority, take their goddamn thing. You're not in town anymore. And then we leave.
Momo's character wasn't.
And don't care anymore.
Momo's character wasn't there for it, but they laughed at us. They laughed at us. They made fun of us.
No, they didn't. You didn't even visit it.
Yes, we did.
Did you?
Yes, we did. We went into the bar and they made fun of us.
We tried to recruit people.
Oh, you did, and you
failed.
failed, so they made fun of you. I remember now.
And we tried to increase our infamy, and I failed, and they were laughing at me.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Yaalkol.
You double failed on both of those things. That's what happened.
Why we hate them. We
Never
hate them.
forget. We'll never forget.
I forgot that
That is
happened.
the whole reason I have the ambition of Hurricane
This
King.
is-
So no one can protect this town.
You swore
All have their flag.
you sworn an
They won't
eternal
be
vengeance
anymore.
against Goat's Head.
I do not plan to follow up after we take the town plaque, and they will continue to operate as normal, but they will not be a town legally. I will be happy. So petty.
It's so good. This is actually this is what pirates are. They're petty bastards.
Oh my god.
We are petty.
All right.
This is
Let's do our shout outs. We're getting distracted. Erik, do you got anything to shout out? Oh my god.
The Twitch games.
He's
Game.
cute.
Come and watch me every Saturday. I'm playing Elden Ring. I still haven't beat it yet.
It's a long game.
But I love it. I love the game. I'm in the Valley of the Giants, so
Ooh.
I'm near the end of the game. I don't
Valley
know
of the Giants.
where.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where near the end of the game.
Have you
though.
fight Fire Giant yet?
No.
Okay.
So that's probably my next major boss, I think. Which hopefully will be the one that I get to this weekend. So come follow me, watch me play. It's fun.
Momo, anything to shout out?
You can catch me here on Thursdays typically for Children of Wrath,
Yep.
and you can catch me here on Saturdays typically for discussing tabletop.
Sul, you got anything to shout out?
Yeah. Monday nights at 9 p.m. EST at twitch.tv/Erik. I play Warmonger, which is a kingdom building Pathfinder game with mass combat.
Cool. Myself, Tansanav and Jacobin. Over here, you can find me mornings, most times, for gaming streams. Tomorrow is going to be Final Fantasy V. I have to confess, I'll talk about it tomorrow morning, but I continue to do what I do, which was grind for APB while watching Twitch, while fighting monsters that don't give me a lot of experience, so I may have maxed out everybody's jobs. So everybody has maximum jobs. So look, when you got halfway there and I'm still watching videos on YouTube, I'm like, I might as well start working on the second half.
Yeah, I mean.
It did not take as long as you'd think, and the thing is that the hitting a square button and letting combats run themselves helps a lot.
Yeah.
The I'm sorry, I would not have done that in the original. The pixel remasters allowing me the fast forward button it's spoiled me. And I will play more of Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, where I just got a dog in a robot suit, the 8-bit prequel,
I think it's a prequel.
sort of, to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Anyway, I got a dog in a robot suit, so I mean that game won already. I fucking like the first game. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. You have like old man alchemist and like dude who can become a bat. And no, the second game's like, fuck you guys. Dog in a robot suit. Adorable, like, corgi in a robot suit. I'm sorry. I'm like, fuck you guys, you won the game. You know, you've won. You gave me corgi in a robot suit. What the hell's wrong with you? You just won the universe. So I'll be doing more of that. And then, Children of Wrath is off this week. We should be back next week. Discussing Tabletop on Saturday. Should be back to the normal time. And, God, join us for next week, where we're probably going to go and deal with espionage, which is a fun part of the adventure, I think, this way, because it's the investigation part of it. You gotta go like talk to people and go on things, and there's gonna be like some combats and stuff like that, you know, and things like that. But still, I like this portion of it by the idea of it. It's a fun one. So I hope you guys have fun too and enjoy watching it also. And also, like, if you want to do some more treasures, I will plan on a few more of
Yaalkol
these.
will not be good at this part of the adventure, but I will enjoy it as hell. watching Revia try to carry my dumbass.
Oh god.
Well, don't worry, I'll catch all of the lying.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the great setup. All right, I do the lying and talking. Misty catches the lying, and Yaalkol looks big.
I will ask you one question right before we end, just as a final thing. Which one do you want to go to first? Quent or Beachcomber?
I want to raid halflings, so we can do Beachcomber first, please.
Beachcomber, yep.
You want to raid halflings? It's Beachcomber.
On the, we'll take some time to raid halflings after there, and then we go to Gwent. Okay. I just want to have the imagery of Yaalkol raiding halfling town.
Kicking the halfling across the sand.
Like
you are very much bigger than them.
Actual monsters.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you want to do that because all the gear we find, like weapons, will be sized too small.
They will be. It will all be sized.
Oh my god, we get a +2 chain shirt is small.
And Rosie will be like, "I'll take that," because Rosie.
We should do it just for Rosie. We should.
Rosie and Conkabar could use the gear, you know.
That's right.
And we'll get a gnome wizard to.
Show that we care about all of our folks. We hit up some halfling villages to make sure everybody gets cool loot.
Anyway,
I'm actually on board with this.
I hope everybody has a great rest of your day, rest of your evening, great rest of your week if you can't join any of us for anything else. And we should be. Are we back for next week? Was there anything on? We got everybody, or was when was?
I believe I'm good next week.
When was there was a week off coming up.
I'm not good on the 11th.
Okay, so 2 weeks from now.
So
Yeah, 2 weeks from now.
After next, yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember which week it was. Okay, so we're good for next week. We should see you all then. Bye for everybody. Farewell.
See ya.